As the group were preparing themselves for a short rest, you felt a spasm down your back, and your vision was sort of clouded over with darkness, and you felt as your sort of whole body was just ripped from the material plane. And then as you come back to your body, to consciousness, you'll find yourself in a walled-off tower. Outside the window, you can see that there is a world devoid of any color. And the first thing that hits you is just the coldness of this place. And ahead of you, there is a wooden ebony lectern. And stood upon this lectern is Volatoy. However, Volatoy is not in his ethereal form. He is in his full form. And also upon this lectern is the only piece of colour in the room, which is a red wax candle that is burning away. But what you are most drawn to is a book that is laid open. Its page is black, with fine silver handwriting and diagrams in its pages, like this.
Nice.
And you feel drawn towards this book. And from where you're standing, you can see that the cover of this book seems to be decorated with raven feathers, black as night.
I go towards the book.
And as you step towards the book, you feel yourself pulled closer and closer. And eventually you place your hand upon the book, and you feel another spasm as your back arches back, and your sort of eyelids start to flutter, and you see the Volatoy just turns and flies into your chest. And you can feel it moving, not within your physical body, but within your emotional state. And that's when you hear a strong, yet tender and soft voice. A voice that is used to being obeyed. It has been a long time, Kana. And this is a voice that you recognize as your patron.
My skin is like prickling with goosebumps right now.
Not just yours.
You have been gallivanting around the material realm. I have been thinking about your fate, and disappointment would be the word I would use to sum it up. Did you think you would gain the better of our deal? Did you think that you would leave with the winning hand, that you could outwit me?
I haven't heard anything from you for the past, 6 months, and now you decide to come out?
I have been thinking of your fate. I was considering stripping you of the power that I bestowed to return you.
Do that.
I can do as I was going to return you to the crippled form that I found, and take you in my embrace in another way, a way not find pleasurable. But can you imagine the euphoria, the joy that I felt when Gulfire's tree destroyed, and by that tree stood you, Karnaka. And I rethought, and I thought, as you say, perhaps I have neglected you.
Kay's just stood there, breathing heavily and just furiously shaking. She's not going to say anything to her.
At this point, as you look down, your sort of hand is still fixated on the book, And you can see that these silver ethereal feathers are starting to wind out of the book through your arm and up your arm, and your arm is becoming ethereal feather-like, similar way to Volatility. I have decided to place my trust in you. I have decided you need purpose, and I will give you that purpose. I will also reward you with the very tome in front of you, knowledge from which you may extract to be used. The purpose that I set you upon. My entirety may rest upon the results that you bring to bear. And at this point, you feel a force just hit you into your chest as the volatile form that had gone inside you, it's gone to your soul, and it swallowed your soul, and it sort of ejected itself from your body, and you feel as your soul is just torn away from your body, and you are now flying in Volatile's ethereal form out from the Sunless Citadel, past Orcus, past the forest to the east. And then, as you're starting to sort of gain control of the form that you've been embedded in, it suddenly comes to a halt, and the smell of sort of decay and rotten flesh is the first thing that hits you. And as you sort of look around, you can see that you are above a path, and that there is a small village embedded between two mountainsides. But there's also sort of shadowy, wispy tendrils overtaking this small village, and they're all coming into one giant form of this ram's skull above the village. What do you do, Garnaka?
I scream, what is this place? What the fuck have you done to me?
And your patron is no longer with you.
I fly down towards the village.
Okay. And as you fly down, I would like you to make a dexterity saving roll with Volatile.
Okay.
Okay, so as you gain control of sort of Volatile, and you start to make yourself aware of its senses and surroundings, but it's too late. You notice that one of the shadowy tendrils just sort of whips and lashes out towards Volatile. And as it makes contact with Volatile's form, you feel your soul is ejected as you start flying back towards the location of the Sunless Citadel. For the rest of you, you guys have finished your long rest for the night. What would you like to do?
If you're feeling up to it, I think it's best we be on our way.
No, I agree. I'm a little bit weak, but I can help.
Weren't we? Wait, no, we found the ranger, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He's very deceased.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we should return then.
Yes, I believe there was still one door we hadn't ventured through to the south, the bottom of this corridor.
Do you want to go through it?
Do we think that's a good idea in your current state? We have what we need. Don't need to be greedy.
I know, it was just in case there was anything else we could gain from this location, but if everyone else thinks we should leave, then I will happily follow.
But you are the leader.
I don't think of myself as much of a leader at the moment.
Eremon, you feel a tug on your sort of waistline.
I crush it.
Sort of tugging.
Yes!
Yeah.
No.
It had to be your one.
You turn and you see Erky has his hand out, and he's got the point of the javelin that you gave him is on his hand. He's like, I think I'd like to give you this bit back if it's all right. I don't think I'm going to need it.
You hang on to it till we get back to Orcus.
In his other hand, you can see he's snapped the javelin in half, and he's tied the two halves together with small pieces of rope. It's like, I'll just use this bit, more suited to my abilities.
Why do you tie it together? Why do you just break the tip off? I don't know.
Well, like an axe or like a.
Like it's
Like a quarterstaff?
Is it a flail now? It's tied together.
It's more like a club.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh, I was
gotcha.
hoping it was nunchucks.
Nice. That would suit
Yes.
Erky. Nunchucks.
Yes.
That would
Sorry,
make
the-
sense.
The sticks are tied together, so they're actually sort of in contact.
Like stick. Ermorn takes your point and just tosses it into the pit. Very well, if you're more comfortable with that.
Oh, thank you very much. Probably didn't need to tuck it away, though. I'll be honest. It's a bit wasteful.
Right.
You're the one who broke it. Whatever. Let's
He just
move.
stares at him, deadpan.
And if you can all make perception checks for me, please.
Oh.
I never see anything.
So sure.
Me neither.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. So Brandon, and you to a certain extent, Ormond, but you're obviously talking to Erky at the same time. Brandon, you start to notice as you look around the room, in this square here, an ethereal feather has fallen from out of nowhere, essentially,
Mm-mm.
and more have started to fall. Their pace increasing as they fall.
I just point in that direction.
Oh,
I think something's happening.
Ermorn unsheaths Shatter Spike and
I-
leaps over the pit.
I put one hand like, Uramon, I think it's not threatening.
Never
Oh,
know.
they're awfully pretty.
Don't you dare touch any of them.
And at this point, they're just sort of
Disgusting wretch.
they're falling down at such a pace, and there's so many of them, just like a column of ethereal raven feathers. And then all of a sudden, they spread out to all sides of the room. And you see Kanaka.
Ash runs up to her and gives her a big hug.
Okay, throws up on the
You
floor.
just
Yeah,
throw
and
up
you see Kanaka. You see Kanaka throw up, but it's not vomit or bile. It's like this sort of shadowy substance that as soon as it hits the ground, it just dissipates.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
That's
is
not
Ash
good.
all glittery?
Can you teach me how to do that? Like to disappear and like reappear somewhere else?
Honestly, dear, I do not know how I did it myself.
Was
That
it
is disappointing.
was it your friend?
Yes, it was my friend.
Well,
She, there is something wicked out there that I think she wants me to get rid of or something.
And Kanaka, you
I
notice
saw
that
something.
at your feet as well, there's this pile of feathers, and you can see the tips of the book that was on the lectern on the floor, surrounded by these feathers.
I wipe the feathers away and pick it up and stand to my feet and like hold it down to Ashby. And she gave me this. I think she potentially wants me to get more powerful, to go against something. You should have seen it, Ash. It was black tendrils ooze and everything. I don't
Where?
know.
Where was it?
I don't
Alright.
know. It was. I'd never seen it before. I was in Volotoy's body and I was flying. And
Karnaka, slow
it
down.
was.
Just- Just breathe. Whatever it is. Slower. Breathe slower. Please. I'd really prefer you not to pass out now that you just got back. Slow down.
It was a small village nestled between two mountains, and there was a giant ram's head, like a ram skull. But it was just...
It was Winterhaven! You saw Winterhaven! Now you see
Who
Aki's
are
really
you?
shaky at this point. Sister Lenora must have been right! And he just sort of starts to break down into tears.
Right about what?
Oh, the cult! Oh, the cult's real! Oh!
The cult that Belak was invited to.
Run by Colorado.
That is what my patron showed me. She showed me this Winterhaven. It was covered in black smoke and ooze and tendrils with this ram's head. It just encompassed the entire village.
And she wants us to stop it.
I think so. I mean, I don't know why she would show me if she didn't want me to do anything about it.
Well, Shay, it appears our job is not quite finished.
Well, we have business in Winterhaven anyway, so...
He'll hop over the pit and start walking.
Yes.
In a quick note, I've changed the way the dynamic lighting works. So before it was only updating when you stop moving, and now you'll find as you move around, it'll change what you can see at the same time. So it should be a bit...
I noticed that. It's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I noticed when I watched the YouTube video back that it's probably better to have it this way.
Mm-hmm. It's lovely to have you back, Kanaka. Okay, let's go.
You guys are gonna help Winterhaven then? You guys are gonna help here? He's like nodding ecstatically at this point.
We might help Winterhaven, but we're not helping you necessarily. Just we'll see what happens as we get there. Don't
First,
put your
Orcus.
panties in a wad.
And at this point as well, Kanaka Aki will take both your hands within his smaller hands. Like, I'm Murky Timbers, by the way! It's a bit of a weird meeting, if I'm being honest. I've never seen anything like what you just did. Beautiful it was! Beautiful! Just like you!
Oh, Lord. We
Oh,
found
God.
him in a cage, so I can't...
Why
test
didn't you
his
leave him in
stability.
it?
Believe it or not, we serve the same deity.
Ugh.
I know. I feel
Yeah.
the same way.
But Kay kind of like drags her hands out of his and like wipes them on her cloak, on her jacket, and like, just don't touch me, okay?
Let's be out of here.
You'll be surprised how many times people have said that to me!
No, actually, I don't think.
I
so,
don't
but
think I'd be surprised.
Okay.
Well, let's
how
go
do
on a great adventure then! Go on! Who's gonna lead the way? The big guy!
Yes, why don't you follow him? Go on, run along.
He's not a child.
Kay like kind of stands next to Savina and like looks at her and then looks at Erky and just says to her, "Is this guy for real?"
I, Aaron, do not remember how to get out of here.
I think it was this way.
It's all the way down.
No, I
Depends
I
where
thought
you
that
guys
was the way
wanna
we
go.
didn't go
we didn't.
yet.
I don't.
Yeah.
We didn't go through this door, did we?
We did not.
No, I don't think we did.
So
I mean,
it
if you
was-
guys want to, that's whatever. Urmorn will follow.
No, Uramorn doesn't want to. We can't do it because Uramorn doesn't want to.
No, I mean, it's fine.
Well, we don't know the fastest way out. I mean,
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
taking
We
a
don't.
massive detour at this point, so.
It's a good point.
He doesn't know the way out either, so, I mean,
That's a
he'll
good point.
probably just
Okay.
follow.
Yeah,
It's over
I'm pretty sure
here.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think,
I was coughing, so I muted myself.
Oh.
So just to answer Karnaka, unfortunately.
Oy. Well, remind me to try and not accidentally kill him.
No, how
What
about
did I
try
miss?
and accidentally kill him?
Tara, that's
What did I miss when I was gone? Have you gone through these rooms already?
we went
Look,
through
there are
quite a few rooms.
trips in here.
We were in there. It's best not to see the aftermath.
Did you guys fight these?
We will share
Yes.
all about it once we are out of here.
Yes.
You can tell us more about
Kanaki,
it.
can you make a Make a
no.
perception check for me, can I?
Oh no!
No.
Perception.
No.
Yes,
no.
please.
No.
Okay, my perception's not that good.
If anyone's going to notice
Oh,
it, she's going to notice it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. With the people saying you actually listened to Ash for once this time, you decided to allow your
Thank
gaze to
God.
what's inside the room.
Okay.
Savina, where have you got Nightcaller at the moment?
Where have I got what?
Nightcaller.
Oh.
Oh, probably just in my bag.
Okay.
Did you guys find anything nice when I was gone?
Nope. Nothing.
We found him.
Yes.
Oh,
So, no.
So no.
That is not nice.
Oh, you found some
Can I
interesting
insight check Shay?
potion.
I'm just
I'd like
looking
to
really
insight
sad.
check Shay.
You guys can insight and deception if you like. Yeah, that's between you as
I
well.
just look at you with these really
Damn
tired eyes.
it.
Would I have to roll?
Yeah, you'd have to roll a deception if you're trying to lie.
Oh,
you do
yeah.
notice that Shay appears to be slightly
Yes.
sort of more shriveled. She looks a lot weaker than when you last saw her.
Shay, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but you kind of look like shit.
You know how you don't like rats?
Yes.
I don't like them either.
Oh, did you finally learn?
I don't reply.
Alright.
So heading to the south, you can see that there's another empty chamber. You guys did go into this empty chamber last time. And you see
Did
just a lot of
we?
crumbled flagstones and a couple of rat droppings. You notice there's another door to the south.
Ah, yes.
Ermorn kind of abandons caution. Well, he normally does anyway, and just opens the door.
I guess where we were at last time, we were just like opening all the doors. We're like, we don't care anymore. Everything's gone.
Yeah. Well, at this point, he just wants to leave the Sunless
Yeah.
Citadel. There's a lot of stuff going on that he's unsure of, and he's contemplative of it.
Yeah, and as you open the door, you come through to another sort of long corridor. It's very dark, this corridor. There appears to be some layer of dust and stuff on the floor. Doesn't look like much people have come through this way. As you start to make your way down the corridor, however, you do hear sort of rhythmic, sort of almost like drum beating, and you also hear Mayak Kufu Naka Mayak Kufu Mak Mayak Kufu Mak Mayak Kufu Mak, and it seems to be getting louder as you make your way down the corridor.
I look at Tara. Does she seem to notice these noises at all?
Do I recognize those?
It sounds something similar
Yeah,
to
it
her.
does.
No, you don't. Ashby and Urmon, you do recognize them as Draconic, or at least you recognize the word Majak. It means to give. Kufu Mak sounds more like something that is being potentially praised.
Okay.
It's not one of our chants. I don't know.
Well, maybe this cult isn't really done. Seem to be speaking in Draconic.
Um,
Kobolds again.
Oh god, the
Draconic?
kobolds. Yes.
Do we have a plan for them? Were we worried?
We just convinced them we did our job, and we will leave.
Right, best you do the talking then. Oh, someone else.
I agree. Shay, you should definitely speak.
Let Shay do it.
Do you remember I'm a lot weaker now?
You are
Physically, but you're still as eloquent as ever.
I wink at him and keep walking.
If things go south, we'll take care of you.
Thank you.
As you guys keep making your way, you
Just
can sort of feel the sort of vibration in the base of whatever's sort of going on as you come to a door.
I can see through this door. Am I supposed to be able to see through this door?
Oh, yes, it might.
Oh yeah,
be.
because we've been in for this room before. That's right. I recognize this room now.
We should
Okay.
we should say the word. Ticklecon is the word, right?
I can put my head out the door and say, "Tickle corn, tickle corn."
I don't speak Draconic. I think you have to say it
Okay.
in Draconic.
Tickle cone!
What he said.
And as you poke your
You
head
just
around
shout
the
it.
door, as you guys are sort of poking your head around, you can see that there's 6 or 7 kobolds in this room. They're all sort of slamming their feet against the floor and slamming their hands together. And you see that there are, within the sort of fire pit, there are 4 goblins tied up towards this
Damn it.
to this
That's,
wooden tower.
Meepo.
Yeah.
And you can hear Yustrel. Yustrel is stood on the altar towards the southern area of the room, and she's the one that's chanting "Mayak Kufulmak, Mayak Kufulmak." And as you come in, she just puts her hand up in the air, makes a sort of fist-like motion. And as you guys come closer into the room, the sort of smell of urine just really sort of overwhelms you guys.
Peed on him.
You can see that the kobolds, the goblins, seem to have peed themselves.
Oh, I thought the kobold peed on the goblin.
You also notice towards the rear of the room there is Calcrax. However, Calcrax is not only missing its head,
Oh god.
she also appears to be missing both her wings. And you notice that Yustrel appears to have extracted her skull and now has it over her face. And the 2 kobolds closest to her behind the altar, they've made these type of shield-like objects from the wings of Calcrax. And they're just sort of beating their hands against the wings.
You see Ermorn is, like, visibly shaking. He does not like this at all.
So, you have returned, humanoids.
Yes.
You look really stupid like that.
Karthalmak runs through me. Maybe you would like to explain what happened to Calcrax.
Well, it seems you took off its head and her wings.
I think she's talking about before.
Oh.
We apologize, Yustrel, for Calcrax's death. We tried very hard to rescue her from the goblins, but sadly they had killed her. And yay! This should be Karnaka doing this.
Oh, it's not bad.
And as Shay's saying this, and you guys look around, you can see that the kobolds have a lot of sort of ornaments around them. They've got like necklaces of goblin teeths and goblin ears and stuff like that. They're using as sort of attire.
Yeah. I would also like to say, as vengeance for Calcrax, we then faced Gren, the leader of the goblins, and we killed her.
What you say? Interesting. What about Meepo? How do you explain the pieces of Meepo we found in the room with Calcrax?
I look behind me.
Just say we were separated.
We were separated, and we found the aftermath of whatever happened.
Deception check again.
Can I have advantage because I got some words? Some advice. No, it's fine.
Yeah, can I technically aid him, I guess?
I mean...
You can have advantage, it's fine.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
That's only because it doesn't matter, because we probably rolled 20.
Probably.
And you can see Yuzdra's she's taking in sort of deep breaths, where she stood on the sort of puffing up her chest as she stood on the altar.
Lies. 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 Do you think to fool me? We are the heir to dragons! And I am the mightiest among my people.
And at that point, she will turn towards this kobold here, and she will just say, "Gikastrat!" And you'll see as the kobold draws out its knife and just runs it along the tummy of the goblin, and just starts pulling out its bowels and chucking them onto the fire pit.
As the leader there tells the other kobold to do that, I speak to her with
Sorry, guys.
silent speech.
That's me.
in Draconic, I say, they speak the truth.
Okay, you can make a deception check, Ash.
Damn!
Just
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got a crit on my insight check. So.
Well,
Enough! I am done with your lies! Valiant!
And you see this kobold here. You notice now he has a torch in his hand and he just throws it onto the fire pit. And the goblins start to scream in pain as the timber starts to burn up and they start to burn alive.
You see Ermorn, he's unsheathing Shatter Spike at this point, and you can see like frost is kind of permeating from his scales. He's about to handle some business if nobody stops him, just so you know.
Calcrax was to be sacrificed so that we could gain the blessing of careful Mark. Now we are left with these measly goblins. However, perhaps a deal can be struck.
She turns her gaze towards Erky.
Give me the tyrant!
And you know that in Draconic, tyrant means gnome. And you can see Erky's face just loses all of its color. And his jaw is just...
Ermorn steps up behind Shay and tries to move her behind him.
Oh. We also killed Belak as well. Just saying, obviously.
Ash steps in front of Arky.
We destroyed the druid. He was a threat to not only you, but everyone.
And
I
with you
think
saying
we
that,
did this.
you see Yostrel, she has a sort of large amber stone ring on her hand, and she just pumps her fist into her hand, and you see as this sort of glowing lips her, no! Roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, mother bitch.
This doesn't look good, guys.
My rolls today are not very good.
Did I get to move Shay?
Oh.
That way she's not at the front of all this bullshit here.
I was accepting. I was just gonna get shit. I was just shouting that last thing as like a.
Yeah.
So I can
I
get.
just don't want to see you get
Can I get
destroyed by like 5 goblins.
Yes,
or
you can move
kobolds.
back if you like.
Okay.
Here we go. Or were we like switching places, or were
You
was I
can
moving back?
you can all move up to 5 feet if you want, so you can all move one space.
Okay. So I guess I'll be here then, right? Yeah.
But I roll all my initiatives.
I can use my new spell. Ooh, I'm getting excited.
Yeah, Erky, get it.
No, I'm kill
He's gonna be a freaking savior. I hear just cracking kobolds all day. I don't know if anybody played Final Fantasy 11, but I hope it's like the Kraken Club and you just fucking wails on them.
11.
Okay.
Was that the multiplayer one? It was.
Yeah, the Kraken Club allowed you to attack like 7.
I remember. Yes.
Shit.
I
So,
remember that shit.
like, is that a
So
pit or is it just like?
yeah,
stones
so that's
in a
like
circle?
it's like a fire pit with a stone circle outline in it. There is a fire
Mhm.
in there, and that's starting to burn, and it's starting to create quite a sort of smoky atmosphere.
Okay.
Shay,
Mhm.
you hear as Jostrel screams out,
No!
there is a kobold directly to the west of you,
Yes.
and one slightly south of you as well. It's difficult to see. It's starting to get. At this point, you can still see to the other side of the room, but as the smoke continues to burn, it's going to get quite difficult. You can also hear the goblins like ah, sort of screaming.
What am I gonna do? Am I able to keep a spell up in wild shape at the same time, or will this?
So if you cast a spell that requires concentration and then go
Yeah.
into wild shape, you retain the spell.
Okay. How long does this one last? It lasts a little while. Yeah, okay, then
Make
I'm
sure you
gonna.
read the spell fully.
I'm
before you cast it.
reading it.
Fairy Fighter on the party!
No, this will be a good spell. This will be helping us. I cast as a bonus action Healing Spirit,
Oh, yay!
which is a new spell.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice.
kind of like in this kind of panicked thing, I kind of pull up my wand as like kind of pinky gold wisps kind of flutter about, and then behind me, I will create or I will summon like a satyr, and it's kind of like doing a little jig on the spot, playing a panpipe, and it's just kind of like glowing gold and pink, and it's just it'll heal you if you walk into it.
Ormond is very
That's
confused.
cool.
And then I will wild shape into a panther. No, yeah, panther. Let's do panther. I was like, turn into a giant goat? Nah, that's a bit big.
Ormond has a hard time with like things changing, and Shay changes the most out of anything. Summoning weird bardic satyrs and turning into animals.
Okay. That's your action and your bonus action, yeah?
Yes, so I'm done.
I don't like the way you're speaking about me, you dirty commodes!
And you can see Aki just clapped his hands together.
So dare I pay to you protect me from these dastardly little beings and my new best friends!
Oh,
And
if a panther could sigh.
he's gonna cast Bless.
Oh.
Hey,
He's such a
Uramon,
nice guy.
Uramon, Ash, and Shay, you feel a sort of smell of new harvest. You feel empowered.
Ooh.
ooh.
Okay. You're not going to do anything else?
Mhm.
There's that thing. Okay. Okay, cool. At this point, the two kobolds that are closest to Yusuf behind the altar, they start to move forward confidently, bashing their hands against the wings of their dragon wing shields as they sort of move forward. Valich! 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 And you can see they're shouting, to bleed, to bleed, to bleed.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. As they move forward into the fray,
Fire,
towards
come on.
Ash and I will pass his mate. Okay. And you can see they've got these nasty sort of serrated daggers as well.
What kind of armor are they wearing, Alex?
From where you're stood, because you're right next to them, you can see that they don't have any sort of armor on at all. They've just got their natural sort of scales, and obviously they've got this sort of dragon shield that they've sort of conducted, to sort of created essentially. Uramon, you see as one sort of lunges towards you as you feel its dagger just pierce just below your knee as you take 5 piercing damage.
Hey.
Ashby, the other one, just sort of bashes its shield towards you and lunges forward with its dagger as it hits you just below the rib as you take 5 piercing damage as well.
I swear.
Okay. So, let's get this. You notice the two normal sort of kobolds, that don't have the shields and stuff, they sort of step back, and you can see they're ready in sort of slings as they're swinging these slings around in their hand. As they and they sort of Uramon, you just at the last second see this rock just fly through the fire pits where the goblins are at, and sort of just smash you in the side of the head as you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, come on!
Mm.
Hey.
That's
Ashby,
me.
you see as another rock just swings over your head.
Ermorn is getting frustrated.
Good job, we're short, Ashby. That would have potentially hit ourselves. You hear Ashby say, actually say behind you, Kanaka. Mayhem is unleashed in the room ahead of you. Oh no, wait a minute. There's one more kobold. Is that another one? Oh, that's another one there as well.
That's a lot of kobolds.
There's a lot of kobolds here.
Ermon, you take the stone to the head, and at the last second, you see the other kobold to the east of you, sort of lunges towards you, and you instinctively just lash at it with your tail, just knocking its hand to the side.
And a bam.
Fuck your shit.
Kanaka, it's now your turn.
Okay, I am just going to step just very lightly into the room, see the bonfire that's making shit all smoky, and I'm going to cast Control Flames, which is one of my
There
new
you
cantrips,
go.
guys.
Nice.
And I'm going to snuff that fire out,
Yay.
Oh, nice.
so there's no more smoky shit in there anymore.
Oh,
And as a
okay.
bonus action, I am going to cast Hex on Eustrail and give her disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Cool.
Cool, yeah.
And I think that will be my go. And I'm just going to stay outside this room here.
Standard,
Oh, wait,
Kanaka.
maybe I'll just go there.
Well, a rock just flew that way.
Ooh.
Oh, I have a plan for that, Ashby, if anything should happen.
Ooh, did you get catapult?
You can launch Orcus.
You'll see.
Tara, you probably feel very crowded in at this point, as there's bodies all around you, one kobold sort of directly ahead of you. Rather the rest of them are your allies, so you probably don't feel too encroached upon, but
Yeah.
probably not much space for you right now.
True.
Chase Tails is just like whipping your leg.
Thanks.
Meow.
Tara's gonna put a hand on Ash's shoulder and say, "I'm sorry, but you will be okay, I promise," and use her bardic inspiration. And then cast Thunder Wave.
Oh.
Like, no.
Beautiful.
I know
Yeah,
where it is.
Who did you give bardic inspiration to? Sorry, I missed that.
Ash.
Me,
Ash, yeah.
so that I can use it on my save.
Yep.
Do I need to make
That's
a
clever.
save?
Okay. Yes.
Just
So,
in case.
Urmon and Ash, you guys will need to make a Constitution save.
Alright, I'm confident in that.
Nice.
Hey, nice one.
Alright.
Nice.
Hey, nice
Good.
one.
Perfect.
But wait, I
That's
still
a
take
good
half
spell.
damage?
Yeah,
Yo!
half damage.
Come on, guys!
Tyler, this is not okay.
I'm sorry.
Did I take
She
6
did
or
promise you
5?
guys would be alright.
It rolls down to 5.
Okay, so Urmon and Ashby, you both take 5 damage. Tara, as you unleash your Thunder Wave, you see the two kobolds with the shields, just get them up and just get behind them.
Mm-hmm. Assholes. There's 3 of them.
The other kobold, on the other hand, just going to move your light slightly, Ash, because it's in the way. You see as the other kobold is just fired back into the fire pit, slams its back against the wooden beam that the other goblins are tied to, snapping the beam in half as the goblins just sort of fall to the floor, and the kobold no longer seems to be moving.
Nice.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, nice.
Nice indeed.
I'm gonna step forward into that space.
Into
then.
that space, yeah.
Yep. And that's my turn.
At this point, you can see Yostro is just slamming her feet down on the altar. He's like, Valistin! Valistarant! Valistarant! And you can see she pits her claw and she digs it into the amber stone on her ring and starts swirling it around. And as she draws it out, she has this sort of orb of magical energy just rested within her palm of her hand.
Oh.
This is a fireball, guys.
Or it could be chromatic orb.
And you see it sort of, it's twirling around with lots and lots of different colours.
Wait, do I have
No?
to make one as well? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
No, it's okay. You don't need to move it yet. And she just sort of lobs it. And you see as it goes through the air, it just slams into Urki's chest with a thunderous boom.
No!
Come on, guys, you're not that real worried about him.
You can see,
But that's
you guys can see Urki's health now.
I can't.
Karnaka's standing on his
Yeah, it's
health
under,
bar.
under
Yeah.
Karnaka.
He
It's under
takes
my ass.
13 thunder damage.
Oh.
Oh no.
That was
He
a
looks
cool-
pretty weak at this point. He
Mm.
sort of struggles to stand up. Oh, Shantar! Ah! And at this point, Yostro's going to jump off the altar and crouch down behind it. Out of view.
Tactical. Okay.
Karnaka, can you get that one?
I will certainly try.
She has full cover at the moment.
Hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Sabina.
I hate you, Alex. Now I need to read.
Now I need to read.
I've went 26 years without having to do that.
Brandon, where is your healing spirit?
Behind, I summoned it behind me, but I'm planning on moving it in my next turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna put my light down.
Oh.
so I can-
Oh, yeah.
You can't.
That's nice.
You can't move it.
Can I not? There's a bonus
No, no,
action?
no,
No. Oh,
No, not in pamper form.
I see. Okay then. So yeah, it's just behind me then.
I'll just leave my light.
Well, since I can't see Ystrael, I'm going to cast False Life at 2nd level on Shay.
Nice.
Very cool.
I forget
Was-
how much it actually goes up by.
Does that go to my panther form or to my Shay form?
It goes to your Panther form.
Oh,
It
okay.
just goes to you, so you'll take
Yeah.
damage from temporary hit points first, so that's fine.
Alright, cool.
So she gets
Okay,
9
so it's
plus 1d4.
second level,
Yeah.
you do 1d4 plus 9.
Damn.
So 11.
11?
Nice.
Cool. 11, 10. Thank you very much.
Okay. Would you like to do anything else?
Rage.
Oh, there's
rage.
Bring
There's
out the real
something.
Calcrix.
something raging.
Ew.
Yeah, no, does it?
That's it. Okay, cool. Ormon.
All right.
This is
Urmorn
round two.
getting frustrated, getting pegged with these small tools of such, will stare at the kobolds that are in front of him here. You claim to have an ancestry with dragons. Let me show you what that truly grants. And he'll take a deep breath and expel his frost breath, going in a diagonal. So when it hits here, it would also hit this top one as well.
Yes, you got it, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. If
How
they
much that was
succeed on a
up,
throw, they take half damage? Or?
Yes, sir. Half damage.
Oh, sorry.
It is a savage attack. I agree.
So as the kobold, just ahead of you, has got his shield up to block its Tara's spell. You take advantage of that, and you can see as its form starts to freeze over and crystallize, as it takes the full brunt of your breath attack.
Aha!
And then that you do it with such ferocity because you're so annoyed at the attitude that these kobolds have. You see it just goes straight through him, and it just onto the next one as well as that one also crystallizes, and they both sort of shatter as they hit the ground.
Fucking nice.
And then he'll look at the other kobolds and just.
Is that a rage or is that just a roar?
No, that's not a rage. No. That's
Okay.
just a roar.
Ashby.
Oh, well. Seeing the path in front of me clear up a little bit and knowing that the kobold about 20 feet in front of me is throwing rocks at me for some unknown reason. I will grab my hammer. It'll start to glow a orangish red color, and I will cast Guiding Bolt.
Yeah, boy.
And
Nice.
I have to use my inspiration.
What about Bless? Oh, that still would be pretty low, wouldn't it?
Well, I
Well,
did get
still,
both,
it's-
technically.
Yeah. Roll
your bless.
So it's 11.
I still don't need.
You want to take that, or you want to use your inspiration?
I'm gonna use my inspiration. There we
Your
go.
bardic
Nice.
inspiration.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah, cool. So
16. For 15 damage.
yeah, and you can see as this sort of warm sort of glow starts to burn into the kobold ahead of you. As it sort of just shrivels up.
Oh.
Thank you all for all the help.
Shay.
Part of me wants to try and make a beeline for Yesterday, but that's like 2 opportunity attacks I'd have to dodge.
So this is where the kobolds, the goblins are. In that pit, that's difficult terrain as well.
Oh, okay, so that would, okay. I think I still have that.
I mean, you can still make it. 'cause
Yeah,
you're a
but
pal.
it's just the opportunity attacks that's putting me off. I think I'll just try and maul this guy. The one next to me.
Yep, cool.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hey.
Nice.
Nice kitty.
Nom 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 nom.
As I'm like mauling it with my teeth.
Just bear with me a second. Okay. Yeah, as you sort of lunge towards it, you grab on it to its throat, pinning it against the wall, your hind legs still on the floor, your forelegs against the wall, pinning it to the wall, and just as you tear its throat out from
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Good one.
Nice.
the metallic taste of its
Got it.
blood.
Yeah, and then I'm going to take 1 step back into my healing spirit, and then I can roll a d6 to heal.
You can.
That's nice.
That's cool.
2. Cool. That's, you know,
Better than nothing.
yeah, basically, yeah. So I'm just writing this down. Plus 2 is 15. Okay.
Okay, Kanaka, to answer your question, you can move for allies fine. It's not a problem.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay, at this point,
Are you staying there, Brandon?
Oh, you know, I'm gonna go 1 bit to the. Yeah.
you can see Kanaka as he just sort of stands to his feet, leaning on the little club that he made from the javelin that Ramon gave. He's like, Shantair, I call upon you. Bring regrowth to me so that I can blossom into my true self. As he casts
Oh god.
Oh, it's so cute.
I like it.
Mm.
Let's see, gains 6 health points. And he's
Hey.
gonna sort of run up to the kobold that Shay attacked. He's just gonna give it a little kick. You bloody
disgusting little wretches! Cool.
Don't get too angry now.
Okay. What happened now? And as he does that, you can see as the kobold down here lunges, swings a rock from its sling, and you see it just whack it, Erky in the side of his head.
Come on, Erky
Wow,
behind
that
Oromorn
guy.
should have full cover.
Yeah! I'll take the hit. I'll take it. It's fine.
Savino, the answer to your question is no.
Oh, all these secret questions.
Secrecy. Whispers.
Whispers.
Just need you guys to give me a minute.
That's cool.
It's okay.
Yeah. Lovely weather outside.
It's
It
dark.
is actually. It's very
Can't see
warm.
anything.
Yeah, it's been sunny
Okay.
in Scotland.
Karnaka, that brings us around to you. You can see there's only one kobold still standing in this room. Yosro, you see Yosro's head is popping up every now and again.
Yeah. I will. Guys, you're about to see something. Kay is gonna walk forward.
What?
Her full movement. Go here, and she's gonna
No.
Eldritch Blast.
God.
You stroll.
This is different.
She's
Ermorn
gonna.
will notice that.
Oh yeah.
13. Does that hit?
Oh?
Yeah, as you sort of launch this purple energy, I see it looks like it's going to be a sort of direct hit, but then the magical energy just seems to be absorbed by the barrier that's covering your stream.
She's a barrier.
There's a barrier?
Oh god.
Damn it.
That's why you don't run forward, dear.
Very commendable, though. Even though I'm in a panic form. Rar, rar, rar.
Meow 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 meow.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another minute.
Damn. So many.
Tara, what are you looking to do on your turn?
Tara, if it's her turn, is gonna run forward. Gonna go 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, and stab Yostro.
Oh.
I'd stab you.
May I?
You certainly
Or-
may attack.
Okay. 16.
Nice.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah, cool. You lunge forward with your rapier. It says it pierces through the magical sort of shield that she has surrounding her. And you
Nice.
just sort of pierce it through her, sort of right through her left shoulder. You see it as it comes out the other end.
Oh!
Nice.
I'd like to also use my defensive flourish.
Ooh.
Add another 3 to that damage, so it's 12. And go into a defensive stance. Wait for her to attack, potentially.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. All these flourishes. So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gain 3 to your AC.
Yes. So now I also have like 18, just like Ash.
Yeah,
I
you
have
sort of,
19 and it still doesn't help.
Oh, damn! 19?
You do not have 19 because you did not do your blessing,
Oh,
your channel divinity.
Oh.
Yeah, you sort of whip your rapier out, and the sort of blood just whips over the altar to your right at the same time.
At this point, you see as Yostrel, she starts sort of flicking her claw over the amber stone, and you see as it catches fire, she puts her hands together and goes,
Oh no, oh no.
Valigant! Okay.
Oh no.
Am I dead?
Tara,
What is he doing?
Tara and Kanaka, I need you to make dexterity throws as you're engulfed in flame.
Oh.
Do I have a reaction? Oh, that's great.
Oh no!
That only
Do
works
I
with
have a reaction if
touch.
I'm alive?
You're thinking of Arms of
Hellish
Hadar?
Hellish rebuke.
Is that viable with range attacks?
I thought it was just melee, wasn't it?
It is, isn't it? Or is it not?
I think it only has a certain range. I think it's got like a 10-foot range, isn't it?
60 foot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Click it,
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Yes, you do have. Right. Okay. Cool. So, Tara, you manage to sort of duck down and go towards your as the flame. You feel the heat of it as it just sort of skips over your back. Kanaka, you take the full. You see Tara duck down. You're thinking like, what's she doing? And then all of a sudden, you take the full brunt of the sort of fire.
But
as you take, you take 8 fire damage.
Reduced to 4 because I have resistance to fire.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tieflings.
That tiefling stuff.
Tiefling, y'all!
Ermor does feel bad since he's the one that told you to go after and just got hit with a fireball in the face.
It's okay.
I take 4 as well, right? Or do I not take any?
Question. Yes, you take 4 damage.
Yeah.
She's got a little chromatic orb. Can I roll my hellish rebuke?
Yes, you may.
Excellent. 14.
That's good.
DC 14 dex save, half damage on a successful.
Nice.
And disadvantage on the
Okay.
save.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I disadvantage doing the dex save.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 21 and a 14.
Oh,
Damn.
damn
Mother
it.
bitch.
But she still takes half damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you want to kill her?
Oh.
It looks like she put herself on fire.
Yeah, as she throws that fire at me, I'll take it and I'll absorb it into my body, and I'll say to her, "You're not the only one who could do that, bitch," and I'll send it back, and like my eyes just flash bright red and just sink into her form, and she crisps from her skull all the way down to her tail and just falls to the floor.
Yeah.
As the sort of as her scales burn away, you just hear this clunk as the skull of Calcrax crashes into her own skull.
Oh. Poignant.
Savina.
I guess I'll just take a step down. And I can only see this guy. So we may as well just try and get rid of him. Going to cast Ray of Sickness at level 2.
Ooh.
Nice. Damn.
He's not gonna throw up on me. I'm not close to him.
Do anything? Alright, well, it's not coming up at level 2, so I'll just try this. There we go.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to inspiration that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, cool. As you sort of fire this sort of garish, sort of green energy, you can see the kobold just sort of takes in this massive sort of sniff as the sickening ray just goes right through his nostrils and into his skull. Like just, his eyes sort of come together in the middle. It's just like, and he just vomits violently into the fire pit in front of him. Collapses. Uramon. all the enemies within this room seem to be dealt with, but you can hear what sounds like scurrying from the west.
Like behind the door here?
No, from this area here.
Okay. He'll move his full movement, kind of sprinting over the hot coals in between the goblins, and position himself in between whatever that noise is and his allies, and that'll be his action side to sprint.
Cool. How much can you see from there?
Nothing.
can't
I
see
have
much.
0 light.
Okay, cool. Ashby, that brings us round to you.
Well, not knowing what else to do, I'm going to move 10 to here and get my 1d6 healing.
Nice.
Hey!
Yay!
Cool, yeah. You feel the sort of overwhelming sense of sort of calmness that come over you as you sort of step into Shay's healing spirit. Oh, I just realised that Aki should have rolled concentration.
Oh no.
Mm.
Okay, you guys are no longer blessed.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh,
Shay,
Erky.
it is your turn there, Shay.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, Ash.
I still have my action.
What would you like to do?
Since we have lost the blessing, I will just look back at Erky and shake my head, and I will cast Bless on myself, Ormorn, and Tara.
Thank you.
Gotta kiss
Yeah,
myself,
Ermon.
so blessed.
Romon, you feel as like this enhanced strength just fades away from you, and then you sort of feel it come on again.
What is happening to me?
Your token has 2 fists now as well, Susan.
Yeah, he does this and that shit.
Yeah. Oh,
my
wow.
Got it. Alright, I got it. It's on there.
Shay!
Well, can't really see. Wait, so that was 5, 10, 15.
If you're going for your healing spirit, you can heal yourself as well.
Oh, that's a good point. I think I'm at max, so yeah, I'm at max.
What does that say?
Yeah, hit talk.
Oh, okay. I thought it said impact. Oh,
I thought it said
okay.
neon.
I thought it said impact.
It's hard to write small with a tool
Oh, yeah,
that doesn't go
no.
smaller.
There we go.
For me, but...
And I think I'll just finish my turn here. Yeah. Can't do anything.
Okay.
I didn't know it went smaller than that.
Okay, Aki will look up towards you, Serena. No! You are radiance like the sun! Just being next to you fills me with great hope! As he steps back into the, you'll step back into the healing spirit.
Hello, Serena. I think you have a fan.
And he will gain 4 points back. Looks like we dealt with them all! What's the plan now, guys? You guys are so strong! And he'll just sort of stand in front of Savina.
Oh god.
Protecting his love, his light.
You tell us, Tara.
I'm gonna kill him.
Oh,
Oh no.
I see a shadowy little kobold.
So do I.
I don't.
See shit. Yeah.
These people with their eyes, they can't see anything.
Do you want to not
you're
say
sort of-
anything?
Can't see
I can make that happen.
Keep talking shit!
You're looking into the darkness, and all of a sudden you see this small solid object coming towards you as it whacks you in the middle of your forehead, and you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Who does?
Urumon.
Oh, what the fuck?
Damn it, Ormond.
Such a big forehead.
See, that's the problem with being such a big target.
It's more of a 5-head.
Oh.
Hey, his forehead is not that large, okay? It's very angular and small, actually.
It's okay,
So,
darling. We've both got horns. We've both got rather large foreheads. Don't worry about it.
that's a separate part.
Those of you with dark vision see as another kobold seems to come into view.
These
Yes.
little bastards.
Kanaka,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
Because I crisped that bitch up real nice, I'm gonna move my hex onto this asshole here. Please? Be good?
Certainly, mate.
Thank you very much.
And you see as a sort of ethereal black raven just lifts itself from Yostrel's body and flies out towards the corridor to the west. Landing
Disadvantage on dex, please.
you certainly, mate.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him. I'm gonna try and
Okay.
Eldritch Blast him. Hey, 14
Bye bye.
and 5 hex damage for 19 points.
This sort of purple silvery energy just streaks past you, Ormond, into the corridor, and you just see as it makes contact with the kobold, and you can see that its head no longer seems to be attached to its body.
Did you
It's
get
completely
him?
Evaporated.
I got him. Perhaps you should move back and get that big forehead out the way, huh?
He just looks back at you and squints.
Yeah, Kay just takes one step off the kobold body she was standing on.
Yeah, this. Ramon, you see as a kobold runs
Whoa.
into the room, dagger at the ready, lunges towards you, but you sort of manage to you go to you hear Case talking to you at the same time. You turn around and you don't really see him, but your tail just knocks him off balance as you turn around and talk to Kay.
As he hears the pitter patter, looks down and sees the primitive dagger on the floor. He just chuckles at him. What do you think you're gonna do with that, partner?
Oh.
I love hearing reactions to things that I can't see.
Shay, what's your AC in Panther?
It's 12.
Cool, yeah. So you feel as this rock comes out of this kobold that's now in the entranceway of the door and just seems to whack you in the side of your ear as you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
Oh my goodness!
Okay, so that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Tara, that brings us round to you.
Yeah, Tara's a little annoyed because she has business to get to. So she'll cast Cloud of Daggers
Oh.
into
Oh,
the
yeah.
door. So it should probably hit him already, but then it's in the door. And then she gets to what she actually wants to do, and she takes off the helmet, the helmet with the antlers she's currently wearing, takes it off, and puts on the dragon skull.
Tara loves
Oh.
She just loves hats.
Oh, wow.
It's like Fortnite.
Yeah, and you get this. As you put it on, there's just this sort of smell of sulfur, just sort of takes over.
Yeah.
Cloud of daggers, cloud of So,
Tara, darling, don't you want someone to clean that first?
Maybe later, but I wear it like this now.
So your cloud of daggers, it needs to be within one of the 5 feet squares.
Oh, does it though? I mean,
Yeah,
I know it's
just
a 5-foot
for-
square, but couldn't I put it in the middle? I want it in the door. So if someone walks
Yeah, I get where you
through,
want it.
they
The
got
problem
hit.
then is it So it's meant to only be designed so that when they hit one square, they get damaged. So what I'll do is we'll say it's in the door, but
Yeah.
as soon as anyone hits the square that this kobold is in,
Yeah.
they'll take that type of damage then.
Okay.
As you cast it, your knives on your armor start to glow, and you see as the kobold that's currently stood there, it just keeps getting cut by these daggers. As his sort of scales start to peel off from the cuts, and he collapses to his knees.
Nice.
Okay. Shay, you do need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
The previous attack.
Alright. I'm just saying. So that's as with Shay's stats, right? No, that's with the jet.
That'll be with
stats.
the Panther
Yeah,
stats.
Panther stats, yeah. Okay. Concentrate.
Cool, yeah, that's fine. You keep hold of it. I will say as well, with your wild shape forms, I've changed the wisdom, charisma, intelligence stats to the same as Shay's.
Oh, cool.
So you can just use the stuff from the sheet. That's fine.
All right, good.
Okay, cool. Savina. At this point, you can only see your allies within the room. However, they seem to be engaged with some more kobolds down this way.
Move.
Also, the one in front of me, did it die?
No, actually, that's a good point. Sorry. So I think
Okay,
yeah, let me just move that other token to the back. And that'll bring the other one forward. There we go. Yeah, sorry, there is one kobold in the room that you can see, Savina.
Okay.
Just ahead of Urim.
Hold up, I gotta read again. Okay.
Accursed reading.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast another False Life on Urimorn at first level.
Nice.
Cool.
Yay!
You gain 6 temporary hit points.
Yay!
And that's gonna be it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. What does your false life feel like again, Savina?
For Urimorn, I guess it's a cool mountain breeze.
Is that a new range coming out from Mountain Dew or something?
Old
Breeze.
Spice.
Oh, yeah, that makes Ermorn personally wears bear glove. That's my favorite. Smells kind of like cotton candy, and I love it. No, bear glove!
So, Urimon, you feel a cool mountain breeze invigorate you. As this kobold in front of you, as you turn around to see this sort of measly kobold trying to stab at you with this little dagger.
He just looks down at it, almost in pity, and then kind of like shrugs to the rest of the group and just brings Shatter Spike down on its back.
Oh, dang!
What spine?
Yeah, you feel Shatter Spike connect. You feel it connect with its spine, you just drag it all the way down its spine. It's a spine just sort of being split in half as you bring the blade down.
And he will step in front of this thing here, just to make sure more rock come out there.
Cool. Okay. Ash, that brings us around to you.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Oh, hey! This was a terrible idea!
Yeah, there's actually steps forward. You can see that there seems to be a number of kobolds. A lot of them seem to be a bit weaker and smaller than the others one. They're just armed with like wooden table legs and stuff like that.
Oh god, it's frying pan Fred all over again.
Yep.
Well,
At least this time we're coming in fresh.
seeing that one that still looks like one of the stronger ones there, I will again grab my hammer and it will glow a bright red orange. I will hurl the light at it. That's cast Guardian Bolt.
Oh.
And
Nice.
I need to roll my d4.
Oh.
14.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Nice one.
You see this sort of radiant light. It's trying to find the kobold, and it misses it at first, but then it just redirects, and you see again as this burning heat just comes from the kobold's chest, searing through its scales and towards its sort of rib cage as it collapses to the floor.
Nice.
Nice.
I thought I was gonna miss that one there. Hey Arky, hurry Shantea! Or something. I will finish my movement to here.
Cool. Shay.
Alright. I am going to revert back to Shay with my bonus action.
Cool.
I'm still applying for my screen, but it's fine. And then I'm going to cast Ice Knife.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Every time you do this,
Come
you
on,
hit me.
You're not you're out of the way of it all.
Irmon's not close enough. It's 5 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit, okay.
It's just I don't
Can I
think
cast it at level 2? I never actually. I don't think I said it that way. It's fine, I'll just do it level 1. It's fine.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Alright, so I'm going in
Okay.
for this one.
That one there, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, you see Irmon, you see this sort of small icicle just sort of shoots past you.
He
she's
hunkers
turned
down
around.
and hides.
Shay's you see that Shay's returned back to her sort of normal self, sort of hair bouncing along the way as she fires that ice knife. And you see it just pierces into the kobold directly in front of you. And then you just hear this as the kobold in front of you just sort of seems to explode from the force of the ice knife. The pieces of the ice knife just sort of spreading out within 5 feet of him. And they need to make a dex save, am I correct?
Yes,
Correct.
I believe so. Where is it?
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Well, one quart.
Okay, what's your DC save? 14?
Yeah, 14, I believe. Oh, 13. 13.
13, okay, cool, that's fine. Yeah, and you see as the shards of ice, they clash against the corner of the wall just behind the kobold, but they also fire into the other kobold towards the south. Piercing into its face. You see as it's sort of trying to move its mouth around slightly. Looks very, very injured.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
This point, do you want to take any movement or?
No, I think I'm fine where I am.
You see as Urki will come forward. What does he want to do from here? And as he looks towards the kobold, he's like, "You leave my friends alone, you pesky buggers!"
We are not friends.
Casts Sacred Flame towards the kobold that's taken all the sort of icicles. Yeah, you can see as that kobold, a sort of massive sort of sheaf of wheat, just wraps itself around it and engulfs it in sort of radiant damage as it sort of collapses to the floor.
Irmon
I'll
has
teach
turkey
you,
on
you
my head.
There are no more kobold elites. Karnaka, that brings us around to you.
It does, and that pesky little gnome got in my way. So I'm gonna take one step there. And I'm gonna move my hex to this one at the back.
Yeah, cool.
Disadvantage on strength. She turned into a cat.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn back into shit.
And I'm just gonna give him an old Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
Come here. Ooh, for a crit fail.
It's a very old elven.
So, hey, Erky, why didn't you make a dex saving throw?
No. You sort of go to fire Eldritch Blast, and your staff just sort of flickers. And you just start shaking it. It just doesn't see, and it just, poof, it sort of fires off, and it just fires into the ceiling.
Stupid fucking thing.
It might need new batteries.
What's a battery?
I'm not sure, but I heard people say it. Okay.
Tara, you have your new dragon skull over your head. Your vision is slightly impaired, so it's difficult for you to sort of see what's going on. But
I look perfect. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna thunder wave them again.
Run, Ormond, run!
Why everybody hitting me?
So Thunder Wave emanates from you.
Oh.
Oh right.
If you were to do it from there, you would literally just hit Ash and Uramon.
I'm not gonna do that then.
Sounds like a plan.
That makes no sense. No, I'm just gonna. Nope. Just gonna stand here and wait. Doing
You want to
nothing.
take a ready action, or
Not really. There's. Well, no. Actually, I'm gonna cast Warding Wind.
Oh.
And it did nothing.
Maybe.
That is a very useful spell.
Did you
Yeah.
update
Still
it?
did nothing.
oh boy, that doesn't.
I put it in, but like,
Hmm.
let me just copy and paste it. I can just like. Kopieren, copy, and einfügen. It does this.
Oh.
Okay. And yeah. So if they throw rocks at me, they have disadvantage.
Okay, just have one look.
Oh, great. Everybody
Warding
else
Wind
is
is a
deaf.
concentration spell.
Oh, is it? Oh, damn it.
Is it? Yes, it is. So
It
as you
is.
cast that, your cloud of
Yeah.
daggers
Goes
dissipates.
down.
Oh.
That's fine. Okay, you do get a lovely little radius that I'll give you.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Oh, sorry, that's too big.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not 10 feet.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
like,
wow,
Yeah.
Tara.
That's more.
Oh, that's
Okay,
like
so
magnificent.
within that area. So everyone within that area is currently deafened. It's also difficult terrain for anyone that is not Tara.
Oh, no.
Advantage on ranged attacks too.
But those
Yeah.
kobolds that don't have any slings, they
Yeah.
can.
That
Oh.
affects our ranged attacks too, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as it enters the wind.
Uramon, you see as these small kobolds start to encroach upon you and Erky.
I assure you, this is a bad idea for the lot of you.
Fucking hell, what's wrong?
Oh god.
Are you gonna kill me? Like,
That
Uh,
good, huh?
You see their attention turns towards the gnome.
Ooh, no.
As they sort of scream out, "Vanlich Tarrant! Vanlich Tarrant!" Which is like, bleed gnome. And you can see that they've got these sort of crude club-like objects. You see as they one swings them towards Erky's leg, and the other one swings towards his other leg.
They're gonna pummel him to death. It's horrible.
As they sort of
Oh,
hit
no.
him, you see Erky just sort of
Hopefully.
stands there like, "I won't take this crap from you lot!" He actually takes no damage because they did
Oh.
0
Wow.
bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
Oh, bless him.
Ermorn is thoroughly impressed with Erky Timbers.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, it is Sabina's turn. You can see that there appear to be 3 kobolds left. However, you're not able to really hear anything at this moment as this sort of wind just engulfs you. Now you can hear.
I'm gonna take a step back.
Your hair is flowing all behind you, you know.
It's like the video for "Take My Breath Away."
But
Butts?
yeah, but
Okay.
Big butt.
I cannot lie.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I guess I'm gonna toll the dead on this guy.
Toll the dead.
On which one, sorry?
Count Chuck. This one.
Okay.
I thought you said toll the dead on Count Chocula then, and I was like, what?
No,
Oh, fucking blueberry!
Count.
because every time I toll the dead, you go toll the dead. And I'm like,
Toll the dead.
Your DC is 14, yes?
yes.
Yeah, so you see these kobolds are all sort of clamoring towards. Okay, they seem to be completely focused on doing that, and they're not affected. He's not affected by yourself. I rolled a 14.
Oh.
Asshole.
Okay. Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Ermon, 2 kobolds stand in front of you.
Ermorn looks at them, and he can obviously tell that they're of the weaker variety, correct?
Yes. Yes, definitely. They're sort of skinny, and they don't have any sort of proper weaponry or anything like that. They're clothed in sort of rags, and they don't have any of the adornment from the sort of goblins. None of that sort of stuff.
Okay. He'll look towards the 3 of them and shout out, "We have vanquished your leader. You stand here for no reason other than to be destroyed yourselves. Flee now, and you flee with your lives." And I'd like to roll an intimidation check.
Yeah, we can.
Try to
With disadvantage.
If I say it in Draconic, is it not a disadvantage?
The reason it's a disadvantage is because kobolds have such a hatred for gnomes.
Oh,
You have to persuade them
gotcha.
from not attacking
Understandable.
you.
I see. Good thing none of us chose to be
Oh.
gnomes.
Damn.
Oh, you're scared,
they seem
to
to
Zermorn.
Oh.
They're completely focused on trying
Wait
to
a second.
attack Urki.
I don't have inspiration. Never mind. Go ahead.
It wouldn't matter
Cool.
anyway.
With a 25?
Well,
It would just take it to a normal roll.
Just get the 7.
Yeah.
No, I meant inspiration, like advantage inspiration.
Yeah, they just cancel out, and your first roll was a 7. So
Oh, is that how that? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Is that my turn?
That's your action, yeah, if you want to try.
Okay. Then yeah, that he'll stay where he is.
Cool. Ash, your turn. You can see these kobolds are trying to sort of pound down on Urki ahead of you.
gracious. I can't even get to them, can I?
Can't you step into the gnome space though? Technically.
You can see it. So Ash, does Ashby
No,
have a top knot?
A who? What? No.
Does Ashby have a top knot? No, okay.
No,
it doesn't
But
have
the
one.
hood on the
But
on
his-
his
his-
cloak is like flapping around all
Bit of wind.
crazy.
Your beard is like blowing into your face and blowing out of your face.
Which is good. It's getting all the extra crap that's ended up on him off.
Yep.
It's a blow dry.
Yep.
Yes, here's a piece of sort
Very
of bile
still
from the frog encounter just flies back and whacks you in the face. Tara.
What size is the is a kobold? Are they small
Kobolds
or
are
medium?
small.
Damn. There's not anything that I can do. Damn it, Arky, blocking the damn fucking door.
You can move into his space, attack, and move out, right? Like you can
Yeah.
do split move.
No.
You-
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to, unless it's a dead body or something, I
Oh,
I
do
thought
they
'cause you're
have to be
both
smaller
small.
than you?
can't. No,
You can't engage. You can't be in the same space as another person.
I can move through them if they are larger than me. but I can't move.
Hmm.
They're not, so I can't. Otherwise,
You can try and.
I'd get through the other side of the kobolds, but I can't move
So-
the kobolds because they're small.
There is potentially something that you can do. If I just go to the attacking options in the DM, so that you have the ability to overrun. So essentially, you can try and move through a hostile creature's space, sort of force its way by overrunning the hostile creature. Essentially, you just make a strength check, contested by the hostile creature's athletics check. So you make an athletics check, the kobold makes an athletics check. If you were larger than it, you'd have advantage, but obviously you're not. If you win, you can essentially move through the hostile creature's space once this turn, but it'll cost your action to do that.
But he doesn't want to get into the space of a hostile creature, though. He wants to get into Orcus space.
I want to go through, but I can't
Oh,
go through.
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it would take
So
my,
you
take
can-
my
you can-
action anyway, so I'd just be standing there.
Yeah, correct.
Stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry,
So-
I
Another
misunderstood.
target.
So I will, seeing that Oromarnis has been hit quite considerably, I will cast Cure Wounds on Oromar. For 6 points, and then I will make my way out of this stupid weather.
How long does temp HP last until rest?
To like a rest.
Okay.
Well, mine lasts for an hour.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
So at least the whole battle unless it's taken off.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify, it's only ranged weapon attacks that are
Sweet.
So not magic. Nice.
not attacks. Shay, that does bring us around to your turn.
Okay, so I am going to stand here, and then can I hop up on this little table so I have a bit of height? It's a little bit high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, just be aware that you have this is difficult terrain, so you only have half movement while you're moving through the.
Okay, that's as far as I'm going anyway. Okay, and then I kind of I look at Urmorn with this kind of like half-hearted smile and I summon an ice knife in my hands.
Oh my god.
Oh
Just shaking his head. Shaking his head violently.
And I'm gonna aim for this one.
Oh.
Which one are you gonna aim for?
This one, the one at the bottom.
Okay, cool.
So, okay. Oh god, that's a lot of cold damage. It's fine.
Yeah. Ermon, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
For this guy, what happened?
I don't know, because wouldn't that been a bit more difficult if I aim for that guy? Or can I? Okay, Alex, can I aim for this guy?
Oh,
It's too late now.
You've said
I
it now.
I'm committed. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Wait,
Yes!
I take
Yes!
half damage anyway.
Aaron,
I'm doing so good.
do
Oh,
you
yeah.
have advantage on dex saving throws?
Oh, you do have
If
danger
it's
sense. That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah, you would have
okay.
seen that coming.
Also, because I telegraphed it to you, took half before doing it.
Yeah. Also, I have resistance to cold, so do I just take no damage?
If you succeed on the save, you take no damage anyways. That's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, you see as two of the kobolds, the two kobolds in front, are completely sort of obliterated and ripped apart by your
Nice.
spell. And how much damage did you do?
I have
11 cold. Yeah?
14.
With
Piercing,
my-
11 cold.
With my dexterity save, would it be possible to forego my negation of the damage to push Erky out of the way? I mean, it doesn't matter. I
do you
like
have do you have inspiration?
I do.
You don't?
No.
No, in that case, no.
Okay.
So you see as you look down to Erky Urmon, and you see as all of these little icicles are embedded within his chest, and he seems to be bleeding as he collapses to the ground.
Okay, and also, I want to move my spirit on top of Erky. The healing spirit on top of Erky as a bonus action. And then he'll get 1d6 back.
Nice.
6!
Yes!
Yay!
But he is not looking good though.
So, oh shit, I've just moved one of the words. Healing spirit.
Uh-huh.
Does it heal him straight away, or does he have to wait until the start of his
It's
turn?
as soon as you move in this space, you heal.
So you'd have to move into the space?
Yeah, so
Or
if I
if he's
move
not-
on top of him, does that not count?
So,
if he starts or ends his turn there, he also gets it, I believe.
yeah, so it's when a creature moves into the spirit space for the first time, or
Ends
it,
his turn.
or starts his turn.
Okay.
Would it heal the
I
kobold?
mean, his turn's next, so I guess.
You can
They have to
choose
walk through it.
heal him.
Oh.
Okay, I can't get to argue with that. So. Okay, see as Aki does regain 6 hit points. Oh, it's cold!
There's just like little
He starts
satyrs
sort
dancing on him.
starts sort of rubbing his arms. I've had enough of these blasted kobolds! And he's going to jump on top of this other one. Landing its sort of his feet. You hear a crunch as it sort of lands on his the skull of the other one.
Oh my god! Oh, Urky!
As he brings the little club that he's made round to try and hit this last sort of remaining kobold. He sort of swings it towards him, but he's like slightly enraged, or as enraged as a gnome can be. And Urmon, you see as it just sort of whacks the ground in front of you as the kobold sort of jumps up and out of the way.
This is concerning.
Karnaka, your turn.
I've like got my hand in front of my face, like trying to stop it from blowing all my hair about because I'm looking like fucking Don King right now. I'm gonna take one step in front of Tara and use her to steady myself. I think I've still got Hex on that guy as well.
You do, yeah? Correct.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna give him the old Eldritch Blast.
Get away, Eldritch Blast.
Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Oh, it should be fine. Come on. How hard can it be to hit a little kobold?
Karnaka,
Yes.
how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I feel really bad because, like, I know that really small and stuff, so I just want to make it quick and painless for him and just straight through the skull like a bullet.
Oh, I thought she would have shot him in each of his appendages and made him bleed out.
That's so impressive! How do you do that? Can you teach me how to do that?
What? I can't. What?
Yeah.
So Savina steps into the warding wind so that she can't hear her.
Yeah, no, that's true. I would do that.
Okay, cool. So that's the end of combat.
Oh god, that was a long fight.
That was a very long fight.
Tara's
You
gonna drop
all
the
gain.
Oh.
Yeah, cool. You all gain 71 experience points.
Oh wow.
Hey!
1064.
And
Thank you.
Karnaka, Tara, you can finally sort of hear her again. Sort of putting your finger in your ear, like.
So
My
what
ears
do
are,
we
like,
do with
ringing right
these
now.
down there?
Ash immediately goes
With
over
the
to
kobolds?
the Yggdrasil and
I was
wants
gonna
to
say exactly
grab
the same thing.
grab the ring. Well, I was closer, so
You want to grab the ring?
and anything else that I can see.
Yeah, cool. So you pull off this sort of amber stone ring. As you pull it off, you can see where it's sort of slightly melted a bit into her finger when she took the damage from Karnaka. So you sort of peel off some of her skin as you're peeling it off.
Crispy. Right, it was crispy.
You also see she has 35 gold pieces on her person as well.
Alright, wonderful.
Shotgun.
Ah, sorry, you were
Wait.
gone for so long that you don't get to come back immediately to the front of the line.
Well, if
No,
you are,
actually, I think I do.
well, if you are shotgunning, you should maybe also go back to the room where she had all the things she wanted to give us if we bring back the dragon.
Oh.
That's true.
That's not a bad idea. We should do
Run!
that.
I
Kay runs
mean,
away.
someone might. Oh no, I will
Kay's
follow
gone.
her.
Do I
Are
know
the
where it
kobolds
lives?
still alive?
I do.
The goblins?
I know where it is. Oh god, Karnak is just gone.
Kay
The
runs to the tent.
goblins appeared to be dead, particularly the one that was disemboweled.
Ugh.
Well, yeah.
Well, if they weren't, Urimorn was going to end them as quick as he could, since they've
Yeah.
been burning
I
for a little
would've.
while.
Where are you going?
Okay.
Why are you running up ahead? Is there something exciting over there?
You can hear
No,
actually
stay
some
there.
screamers. She tries to follow you.
You can't stop him when he sees something in Max.
Quickly before
Yes.
everyone leaves, can I just
Yes.
grab Tara?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, let me come back.
Alex, for what I sent you, do I feel like I need Karnaka for that, or
Do you need Karnaka for it?
she already ran off? Well, I asked if I could have her help me with it, but I'd still try it.
What do you want to do?
Want to do the thing I whispered to you about.
Ooh, secrets.
She's gonna kill me now.
She needs a sacrifice.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably you can do it on your own. You don't need Karnaka. to
Okay,
help
I
you
was wondering because I don't have the proper materials, but
Yeah, no, but you can definitely use that's better than the proper materials for what you're trying to do, I think.
Cool. So before Tara runs off, I just be like, Tara,
Yes.
I know that your new mask is really cool.
It is so cool, right?
It really is. I was wondering if I could just borrow it for just a minute.
Will I get it back?
Maybe?
But I really want it back.
I will try my best to give it back to you.
Well, okay then. But I really want it back. Make sure I get it back.
I'll try my best. So, with Calcrix's skull, I'll go back over to the body of Calcrix. I will also put the fang down from Calcrix, put her skull back where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I will just start preparing a ritual.
Cool. So Sabina, you're obviously starting that. That's going to take you about an hour. So Ramon and Tara, you guys are still in the room as you see Sabina preparing some form of magical.
Yeah, I think Urimorn would stick around to watch. He's very weary of things concerning Calcrix, just because it was probably a chaotic or close to evil being. So he just wants to keep an eye on things.
Tara will stay to see what happens to her new hat.
It's a cool hat.
It is a cool hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that brings us
I'm not
back
gonna lie,
round
it's a cool
to.
hat.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That brings us back round to.
Don't say that.
Karnaka, Ash, Shay, and Urki.
Hey,
You guys have made your back through to the dragon frame. So there's a sort of short frame stands near the sort of west wall, constructed with sort of bits of fallen masonry that you saw before, and you can see that on the throne's back, the carving of the Virian dragon still holds the metallic key within its drawers.
I grab it.
You grab that.
Grab it.
Karnaka, you can see that there are a multitude of items sprawled
I
out
picked
on
them
the
all
altar.
up.
All of them.
make
Okay.
a deck save.
Yeah.
Oh god.
No, it's cool. Just give me a second and I will let you know.
It seems even a talk with your patron doesn't change you that much.
Okay, so
will always
what
be
you're
K.
probably the sort of weirdest item on the altar itself is seems to be this sort of token, sort of this golden token that's engraved to look like a tree, and it has a feather poking out from the top of it.
Hmm. I
There
will
are
pick it up
also-
with my mage hand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. There also appear to be 3 spell scrolls.
I picked them all up. Can I read any of them?
Let's have a look. Nope.
I'm not going to be able to read any of them again.
Cool, yeah. So you can read one of them.
Yes!
And you notice that this is a scroll of spider climb.
Ooh.
However, you are unable to read the other 2.
Fucking damn it.
Also, there appears to be 3 small flasks with a clear red liquid in it that has this sort of tiny bubbles of light in it.
I'm going to pocket them.
The token that you got was this.
Yes.
Oh,
Was
Yo!
the token. It
Brandon
does not
knows
require
that
attunement,
shit.
and it is a tree token.
Well, that's pretty.
Oh. Tree
Cool.
token.
You guys want to do anything else? Sir?
That's cool as fuck.
How
We
are
could
you
use that
carrying
to
it?
climb a building. That'd be cool.
Oh, you don't even. Oh, I noticed that one. Yeah. Oh.
Like she just places it underneath us and we just erupt into the sky 60 feet. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
This is Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well,
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I've been
Qualls feather
trying to
token.
identify the ring.
So pretty.
Sorry, Ashby, say that again.
I said I've been trying to identify the ring.
The ring that you were given,
Mhm.
it seems to have no innate magical properties. Make an arcana check for me.
I won't know anything. Oh shit, I know
Oh,
everything.
Nice!
dang!
There you
Yeah.
know it all.
So you're able to determine that this appeared to be some sort of focus, arcane focus that Yostra was using to cast her spells. But it holds no magical energy for you or for anyone else. It is, however, probably worth about 30 gold pieces.
Oh, dang.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kay will walk over to Ashby and show him the 2 scrolls that she can't read and just very quietly say to him,
I'm a good reader as well, if you like
I
me to
saw
read
the
them!
scrolls as well.
you know, I'm sure you can, Urki, but I don't know you, and I know him, so I'm going to have him look at them, okay? And she like turns her back on Urki and like holds them down to Ash and see if she could read them.
Oh, you're a pretty girl, but you're also a bit rude. Did anyone tell you that?
And you're also a bit annoying. Did anyone tell you that?
All the time!
Arky, I don't mean to pull rank, but you're an acolyte, I'm a cleric. Just sit there quietly, please.
Oh, yes, boss! And he sort of just gives you this thought, and then he sort of salutes. he sits there on the floor and he's just sort of twiddling with his. He's got an amulet of Shantae, which is like this golden sheath of wheat around his neck. He's just sort of fiddling with that a bit.
No pulling rank.
You cannot read them either,
Of course not.
Ashby.
I stand there wide-eyed at Karnaka.
I roll my eyes and show her one of them.
Which one?
The one in my left hand.
Okay,
Oh,
you are unable to read that. Shay.
can't
And
read
I
it.
show her the one in my right hand.
This is very long and awkward. You could just give me both of them.
No.
You are able to read that one as no wait no. Okay. No, you're not.
Oh. Well, I guess no one can read them.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to keep hold of these then, eh?
Maybe, yeah. I have the key, so let's go to that big dragon door.
Because that's not
Big
ominous at
dragon
all, is
door!
it?
What's a big dragon door? Oh, it's so exciting being with you guys! Don't know what's around the next corner, do you?
And he just gives you a sort of elbow kind of running away from him.
Yeah, Kay will like pull her elbow away and just grab hold of him by the face and say, "If you touch me again, it will be the last thing you do, okay? Don't touch me."
Why is everyone in this little group so afraid of being touched? Is that we come for each other?
Ugh.
I'm going to kill that little gnome.
It won't be much longer.
And
be gone
as
eventually.
you guys make your way back into the room with the fire pit, you can see that Savina was just sort of sat on the floor in some sort of form of trance, and you can see that the body of Calcrax has started to sort of hover in the air. It's sort of being lifted by this sort of icy, frozen whirlwind of sort of magical energy.
What is she doing?
I don't know. I just really hope I get my.
I look at her more just like, don't try anything too hasty.
He's just staring
would-
at her very intently.
Would Kay know what Savina is doing, as she's like familiar with
You
familiars?
can try and recognize a spell. So there's a thing on in Xanathars that says what you need to do to recognize a spell.
Ooh.
Just need to try and find that.
Finding the spell. Finding the spell. Do, 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 do.
In the meantime, Savino, is there anything that you would like to mention about your ritual as you're casting it?
Ow.
I don't think so. Other than she just has like a couple candles set up, like incense. Other than that, not really anything special.
Okay, Karnaka, you cannot pull Molotov through. You feel like you have to wait until you rest again before you're able to do that.
Stupid bird.
You can make an Arcana check though if you want to try and identify.
I will give it a shot.
Hmm.
Yeah, cool. So Find Familiar is a level 1 spell, I believe.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. So the DC for that is 16.
Hey.
So you're able to recognize that she is ritually casting the Find Familiar spell.
I will very quietly mention that to Ash.
Okay.
How quietly are we talking here?
Turkey is
like,
right up in that space.
No. like whisper, like right down to his ear.
Yeah, he can't hear you with an 8, no way. So are you guys happy just to watch and wait to see what happens?
I'm gonna go to Urki and do a level 2. Oh, nope, that was the wrong spell. Level 2
Killed
cure.
her.
It was Finger of Death, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I'll do a level 2 cure wounds. 4. Okay. And then I'm just gonna also. No, I have no bam left. So, no, it's just that.
Is that all your second level slots used up?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, cool, that's fine.
Oh, thank you very much. Your magic has such a lovely feel to it.
Since you're good at healing as well, I'd rather you not fall also. Bye-bye.
Oh,
There's
that's
Rebecca.
very kind of you to say. Bye-bye. It was cool what you did when you turned into a cat, by the way. Oh, you guys are all so cool. I wish I could be as strong as you guys.
Maybe one day.
Eventually, the power that Savina is sort of calling forth seems to finalize as the form of Calicrix sort of comes together. crushes itself into this sort of ball of ice, and then as that ball of ice sort of shatters, you can see that there is a smaller version of Calcrix.
Oh.
So Calcrix is actually the familiar is actually tiny rather than so it should be smaller than what it is, but I can't get the token to be tiny, so
You had said it would not destroy my skull.
I didn't know that it would.
Why can I never have anything nice?
I put my hand on Tara's shoulder. Is there
Have
the
another hat.
She goes back and picks up the other hat she had
Oh.
on. Puts it back on.
Savina,
Sorry.
is this your familiar?
Yes.
What do you mean?
You know what Volotoi is, Yoromon?
Yeah, it's a weird flying creature that likes to wake people up.
Yes, exactly that. But I can see through Volotoi's eyes. I think it's similar to what Volotoi can do, except it doesn't fly.
It's a dragon, why wouldn't it fly?
Yeah, she can fly.
She can fly?
I don't like her. Put her back. I want my skull.
I agree. This creature was inherently evil when we first met it. What makes a difference?
Kelly just makes angry lizard noises.
Angry lizard
Oh.
noises.
Well, at least she doesn't talk. That was unsettling when she spoke.
Well, she talks to me, but she can't really talk to any of you.
She was inherently evil when we met her. What makes her different now? I'm not gonna be traveling with this creature if it's planning to burn entire cities.
Well, now it
she's-
is tiny. You can just stomp it if it's bad.
Well, she is tied to me, and I can also put her in timeout. I just like snap my fingers, and she disappears.
Oh.
Ermorn just crosses his arms, not taking this lightly.
Oh.
yeah. As you guys are discussing this, Erky opens the door to the safe. It's like, there's a rotten smell coming from in here!
Oh
He
god.
sort of,
Lord.
opens the door. You hear the sound of something crashing
Goodbye.
Oh no.
as you see a swarm of rats just
No.
cover-
No.
Erky. Biting him and goes, ah! Get him off me! Get him off me!
Oh.
No, sorry.
And
Please,
you
not
see
all of us at once.
these sort of tiny rats just run out of the room and they just sort of scatter and disperse.
Oh.
Did you guys want to do anything?
Wait, they're tiny? They're not like giant rats?
No, it's
Just a
like
swarm.
20 small little rats.
But this like scattering, is that what you said? So they're kind of just fleeing?
Yes.
Eh.
Oh, they look so vicious.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're kind of cute.
I'm
I
not gonna
will
do
ready
anything
an
unless they attack.
No. Yeah, I'm fine.
I will ready an Eldritch Blast just in case they start coming towards me.
Tara's not doing anything. She's pouting.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and as you guys stand ready to see as the rats sort of disperse, going off in all different sort of directions. Oh! Romeo! Oh! Oh! Blimey! I'm not having the best day, am I?
Rule 1 of adventuring: never open doors without thinking about it.
Okay, Steph, how are you doing for time?
I need to be going roundabout now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. We'll take a break.
Sorry.
We'll take a break and say bye to Steph.
Okay.
Bye guys.
Bye, Steph.
Bye.
Send lots of
Bye.
pictures.
Enjoy
Oh,
your
will.
drive.
Are you? You're the scroll. Are you keeping that to yourself for the moment?
I.
Just save it.
She
Be
will.
loyal to Karnaka. Be loyal to Karnaka.
Or the other two, I should say.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that spider climb one, but I am toying with the idea of showing Savina and Tara to see if they can read it or
Someone's
not.
gonna show it Taro.
So if you're
Yeah.
toying
That
with the
never
idea of
happened
it,
before.
we'll keep that for next session.
Yeah,
Cool.
Oh, Callie.
because I know even if I can't read them, they could prove very, very useful, and Kay doesn't want to die. So
Or expensive.
Cool.
yeah, or expensive.
Okay.
No.
While waiting for Aaron to come
He's
back.
back.
No, I'm
Oh, he's back, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, well, cool. Let's go. Let's go. So, where do you guys want to head off from now? For the sake of Karnakas, she'll sort of be with you, but just not be there. So she'll. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have the joy of moving 2 tokens.
You can leave Urky behind.
Yeah.
So Savina's just summoned her familiar, Callie.
I'm still a cat. Can that be fixed, or am I just a cat now? Because I can't seem to change back to shit.
It's just on yours.
Is it so? You don't see shit. I still just see a cat.
No, I still
She's
see
still
a
a
cat.
It's shaved for us.
If you exit the game and come back in, it'll change.
I'll do that.
Bye, Brandon.
Boys.
But
But I'm still here.
How would you guys like
I
to proceed
I
from here?
like cat shave.
Before we move on, since I haven't used my blessing yet, I'm going to turn to Tara and say, I'm sorry you lost your nice new hat. And I know this doesn't replace it, but it'll at least help ease the pain for today. And I'll cast Blessing of the Forge on her rapier.
Thank you.
Cool. You can't because it's +1.
Her rapier is a +1?
Mm-mm.
Oh, is it?
No,
Wait a minute.
that's Shern.
Yeah, okay, you're right. That's fine. Yes, you may cast that on her rapier.
Yay, now it's +1.
Cool.
Now, where's that dragon door?
I believe it was through this corridor in like that big circle room with the dead goblins.
Yeah, and as you start to make your way through this corridor, you notice that there is a room there that you haven't gone in. With the stone reliefed carved door, which portrayed the dragon-like fish swimming.
Oh wait, so isn't there another door that's like dragony as well?
It's the Nessie door.
There was another one.
Yeah, there was another door, wasn't there? Yeah.
It was to the southwest.
Okay. Uramon. Do your thing.
You want me to break it?
If you don't have much opinion of the door, yeah.
Remember last time I broke a door with dragons on it? There was some sort of field of magic. Couldn't go past.
Did we try to open this door before? I can't remember.
No,
Tara
but-
tried to unlock the door, but failed.
But we broke the door down, the other one, with the battering ram, and it revealed
You did,
a
yes.
barrier that we couldn't pass.
Just for try, I'll try the dragon key that I have, see if that actually fits in. I don't know if it will, but
The dragon key does not.
okay. Just out of curiosity.
Alright, well, if there's no other way, he'll rear back with a nice old swing of Shatter Spike. And it does critical damage, so it's an additional
It does.
D10.
You sort of you pierce Shatter Spike through the door, and you see as the blue energy from Shatter Spike starts to intricately make its way around the sort of carving that's carved into the stone before sort of shattering the door itself. The stone relief of the dragon, like fish swimming, comes out intact as well.
Oh,
And just drops to the floor.
cool.
And then
He'll step
within-
over that.
and you can see that this is a small 10-foot square chamber seems to be hewn from the stone itself, and it contains an upright keg fashioned of rusted iron with rusted pipes leading from the keg into the floor.
Why would they lock this?
Some people take their alcohol very seriously.
Well, they should.
What do we do with it?
Is it anything
know.
special?
Like, yeah,
Like, can we do a perception check? Is it like a special kind of... I don't know.
I can cast Detect Magic on it. See if it's magical. No, I can't. I haven't got it prepared. Damn it, I keep forgetting. I can't do shit.
None of us can.
I mean, if you want to go into the room and sort of do a perception check with the keg, that's not a problem.
I'll help as well.
Yeah. Perception.
Oh.
Yeah, so as you sort of push the keg a bit, Tara, you can hear the sound of solution liquid come from its inside. The connecting pipes seem to be holding the keg in place at the moment, preventing it from being detached. However, there is a wide metallic bung on the keg's top.
So, can you open it from the top?
You can try to.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Cool. Yeah, it's a bit stiff, so you're gonna have to give me a strength check, DC 15.
Nope.
They're sort of pulling on it, but it seems like it's been stuck there for quite a long time, and you're unable to sort of pull it.
Do you need some help, dear?
Would you mind?
Oh, not at all. And first, I cast guidance on myself. And then... Whew!
Nice.
Nice.
Ashby, you sort of half climb up on the keg itself as you're sort of pulling this steam stuffer, and you feel it come out, and then just this steam just sort of ejects from the keg itself, and you need to roll initiative.
Oh no!
Oh, damn.
What is it? I see a thing, but I can't see what it is.
Maybe numbers.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Maybe that's me.
Maybe a 14. Oh! Oh, it's one of these things.
Okay, I'm gonna need Shay. Can you move out of the room a minute?
Okay.
And then Tara, can you move to the left?
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah, cool. As you see, as the sort of steam starts to dissipate, you see these sort of imp-like creatures. One of them has this sort of glacial ice look to it, whereas the other one seems to be manifested of the steam itself. Just get into roll initiative.
These things are so cool. I've never used them before. I just thought they're always cool.
Nope, that didn't work.
Okay.
Dang.
There we go.
Okay, so anyone that's not in the room is surprised. Shay, you can count as not being surprised.
Okay.
So it means that Ashby will be the first one to act.
Oh Lord. What? Tara, what did you have me open?
I don't know.
And I will smash my hammer onto my shield and cast Word of Radiance.
Okay. Constitution saving throws. Okay, yeah, cool. So as you sort of slam together, you see the one that has a sort of more steam-like appearance sort of just fades away into the steam that's sort of erupting from the keg and sort of avoids taking any damage. However, the other one seems to be affected by the spell. Okay. Savina, you got 12.
And then yeah, that should be the end of my turn.
Okay.
This never seems to hit everyone.
Tara. This is back round to you.
She will try to stab the one that's in front of her.
Yeah, cool. So that's the ice one.
Nope.
10?
Yeah.
Oh.
10?
Ooh.
Good
That's
kill.
cool. Let's lie. Yeah, as you sort of lunge towards it, you see it sort of
Yeah.
it sort of puts its body upside down, and you can just hear this sort of eerie sort of laugh come out of it as you lunge towards it.
That's all
Oh,
I
shit.
can do.
That brings us round to you, Sean.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Don't have any bardic inspiration.
I want to move left a space, so I can see it more clearly. Can I throw a fireball through the door, or is that not? If I wanted to aim for the ice one.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do a produce flame and throw a little fiery ball. No. Okay.
What's happening?
There's a lot of sort of steam and stuff in the room, so it's sort of difficult for you to see exactly where the methods are. So you sort of fire it forward towards the ice one, but you see as it hits the steam, the flame just sort of evaporates.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna back up at one more space as well. And no, I can't do anything else. That's me. This music is cool.
Okay, and yeah, Ashby, you see the steam method, the one that's sort of in front of you, sort of draws in all the sort of steam from the room around you guys, and Tara and Ashby, you must both make a dexterity saving throw. DC 10.
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm not doing very well today, guys.
Cool, yeah, and you can feel as the steam just sort of burns. Your armor starts to heat up, and it starts to sort of burn your skin on the other side as you take 3 fire damage.
Oh, cool.
Tara, you take 1 fire damage.
Okay.
Okay. At the same time, the other one draws in more of the steam and just blasts it out towards you, towards both of you, and you guys need to make another dexterity saving throw. You see this?
No.
Cool. And so you guys felt like really hot from the steam of the steam one, and then you feel automatically cold as the breath of the other sort
Very
of
uncomfortable.
envelops you.
It's like going to a sauna and to like an ice bucket.
Have you been in a
Tara,
sauna
this
before?
time.
No. I don't know, I've heard of it though.
Oh, okay.
I've heard of a lot of things. I traveled a bit.
Saunas and
Tara,
batteries.
this time. Tara, you take 3 cold damage as you start to sort of shiver, and Ashby, you take 1 cold damage. That brings us around to Callie.
She's gonna take her place on Savina's shoulder and wait. She can't really, she's a familiar, like, in actuality, so she can't actually really do that much.
Ramon, you can see sort of steam just billowing out of this room.
At first, he was just kind of like posted up, waiting for everybody to come along, and he sees kind of Shay around the room and all this stuff's going on. He'll kind of shout out into the hallway, "What's going on down there?"
There's, like, I don't know, things in here.
It's hard to see. We keep getting hit in the face with mist and shit.
I assume I cannot make an attack from that corner.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
They are like spirits or something.
Not much I can do from this position. If we can route them around into the hallway, we can help you. But unfortunately, you're stuck in there for now. He'll just ready an action if they come out or if they move or what have you. He'll attack.
Cool. Ashby, that brings us around to your turn.
Okay, well. As a bonus action, I cast Searing Smite on my hammer. And then
Cool.
I will make an attack on the ice one.
Okay.
If that hits, he will take
That does hit, yep.
5 more damage and will be burning.
Nice.
Yeah, you sort of bring your hammer, you slam it right on the Mephit's sort of skull, and you see the ice starts to crack, and then this sort of fire just permeates from your hammer, completely engulfing the Mephit, and you can see as this blob of water just drops to the ground.
It's an odd place he
Your
made
attack
there.
seems to be very effective.
I got to mine, Tara. How about, what are you doing with this other one?
She's gonna say enough, and you see the sound wave like evaporating from her, and she's gonna cast Dissonant Whisper at it.
Okay. Oh yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, so it does take the full brunt of your attack, and you see this is a sort of horrible sound of like steam escaping from a sort of high-pressured environment. Just comes from this sort of creature, and it sort of turns its back towards you, but it's got nowhere that it can go. So it can't actually move
Yeah, and then
from that point.
I'm gonna move out of the room.
Okay. So as you move out of the room, it will lash out towards you with its claws.
I see how does this leave me in here? Usually
And
you run
Ashby,
in head
you
first.
see,
Where the
you
Guru man
feel-
said we should go.
Ashby, you feel the heat from its claws as it just rakes past you towards Tara as she runs out of the room. Savina, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run over here. Never mind. Right here, 'cause that's where I can see. And we're gonna toll the dead on Steamy.
Yeah, and as you toll the dead, you can see it doesn't seem to be affected by the spell at all, unfortunately.
I hate this spell.
So that brings us around to Shay.
It's a little bit clustered. I don't know. I guess. Wait, Ash is in there. Okay. I'm gonna stand here.
Wait a minute.
Throw another damn
Sorry.
ice knife.
I mean, that was my plan, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
I
Ermor's
need
not
to
in
do-
there, so she's not gonna throw it yet.
No. I'm gonna do just a produce flame and throw it at the steam method.
Yeah, cool.
There we go. Okay. Well, you know, take what you can get.
Yeah, you sort of you throw this fireball, and you see as the steam effort just completely engulfs it, and you see as its form just sort of expands slightly from the effect of the spell.
Okay, and I'm just gonna scoot over here.
You probably just healed it.
Let's not talk about that.
Man, Keyleth.
Okay.
I'm trying.
At this point, Ashby, you can see that the steam method in front of you, its form starts to sort of blur, shifting and weaving about as it becomes more steam-like in its sort of form, becoming more difficult to see. But it doesn't take any other actions.
Got even mistier in here, guys.
So that brings us back around to
Ali.
Ali. Would Kai like to take any?
No, she's being real lazy. She's gonna make lizard gurgles.
And Uramon, you can see that the room ahead of you just seems to be filling with sort of steam now, as Ashby, you can't even really see what he's fighting at this point.
Ermorn walks in, and with one hefty swing of Shatter Spike, he just says, "Cool off." Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You have to attack with disadvantage.
Oh, come on. Reckless attack. I'm putting an advantage. Normal.
Okay, so you're going to use reckless attack?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. And you just sort of slash through all the steam. And as you do that, you see that the steam just sort of congeals into one space. Just blasts out, hitting both you and Ashby, and I need you to both make dexterity saving throws.
What the hell? Ugh.
Okay, and
Am I at
You
advantage for
guys!
that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Twinsies!
you both take 8 fire damage.
Oh god.
Do I
but
get
the
advantage on
steam
that, Alex?
seems
I'm sorry.
That's a good question.
I mean, I guess
Imagine you do.
I've never seen it, so I guess I wouldn't know it's coming. So I'll just be at whatever. It's fine. I'll take the 7 damage.
Let's have a quick. Yeah, I think you would, because you gain an uncanny sense, so you get the feeling that something's wrong. So I'd say you do have advantage. Okay, cool. Yep.
Oh, dang.
Ashby, you take the full sort of brunt of this heat as your sort of beard gets burnt away a little bit.
Ermorn hides behind me.
No, not the beard.
Ashby takes 8 fire damage, and
Ooh.
Uramon takes 4 fire damage.
This has been a rough day.
Yep.
That does end the combat as the steam seems to dissipate from the room. And you guys gain 25 experience points.
25.
Well, I hate to be the
89.
Cool.
You guys tell me the total because I missed.
1089.
1089.
Thank you.
Hate
Oh,
to be
what's
the old
going
man
on?
of the group. This guy.
I seem to have missed what happened!
Well,
I want to look in the thing.
what were you going to say?
Don't wanna
Everyone?
look
It sounded
into-
really cool.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're just gonna be the crabby old man. Y'all do your thing.
It's fine to be the grumpy old man. In fact, this grumpy old man is going to sit his bottom down and take a raz.
Oh, I guess we could do it for rest.
Feeling a little worse for wear, guys. You're more than welcome to go on, but I'm going
We're
to
nearly
sit
at the
here.
end, though.
Oh, Ashby, what earth happened to you? You look terrible. And your beard! What happened to your beautiful beard?
The beard isn't gone, is it?
Someone in the universe hates
It's
me. That's
singed.
what happened to me.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Ashby and
perhaps tonight we can both sit together and pray to Shontair to bring some good luck to you in your future endeavors.
I found that sometimes
Oh.
prayers work better when you do them separately.
that 4 is for Ashby.
Aw.
Tara, you do
Mhm.
notice within the keg, you sort of
Mhm.
plunge your hand through the liquid and pick up 5 tiny sapphires from the bottom of the keg.
Oh.
I found shinies.
They're worth 10 gold pieces each.
Who wants shinies?
Not Karnaka.
Oh, it's weird. Karnaka's not even chiming in.
No, it's very odd of him. Maybe she's.
Shotgun!
Maybe-
Shotgun!
No, I think Karnaka's content with her horn so far.
If you don't want them, I will take them.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
going to
give
need
him.
to make a lot of repairs to
You
my
can have
various
them.
items. Oh, thank you.
Maybe I with this I can pay for you to make this shirt a little less tight.
I don't know why you would want to, but sure.
Well, it is hard to breathe in it.
Oh.
Oh, well, okay.
It was
Okay, so you-
obviously made for a goblin, not me.
Are you guys going to take a short rest?
I mean, I'm like tapped on spells.
Doesn't help you with the short rest, though.
No.
Well, it would in the sense that we might not need her cure wounds or anything.
That's true.
I mean, we still have that dragon door. We don't know what's past the dragon door.
I would really welcome
Ermorn
this.
doesn't care. Ermorn's ready to go.
I mean, we can just leave. Do I just leave? I don't know. We can just leave.
We have to look in the door.
We have
Oh,
to
we
pee
gotta go
now.
without
We
looking at
have
the
to
door.
go through the door.
Okay. Well, what if we take a short rest now?
Yes.
I get my wild shapes back.
I can do a song of rest
That'd
too.
be great.
if
And
we get
yes, that would be very nice.
Let's do that.
Okay. In the steam room. Oh wait, we can't off it. There's a room to the north. This
There is a
room's
small room
empty.
to the north.
We
yeah.
could
This room-
just stay in the hallway. I
Yeah,
can
Ermorn
prove
would be fine
everything.
staying in the hallway.
Well, I'm gonna go in this room.
Aki will follow you into the room.
She's gonna take her sketchbook and just start drawing.
Oh, we took a-
no,
didn't
she wants to
we
drag
take a
the
rest
relief.
before?
Maybe. Oh, it's like that's all coming back. She wants to drag the carving relief into this wee room and just kind of sketch it.
Yeah,
Cause-
yeah, that's cool.
The shape was cool, and she liked the look of it. So what do we do for Song of Rest again?
You get an extra
1d6.
D6 if you roll a hit dice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 12. My max is 14. Is there really any point? I don't think I need to.
Well, are we
Roll
going to
any
need are we going to be taking another short rest at some point before we leave?
I mean, you have
Probably.
3 hit dice. Why not use 1?
Well, I only have 1 left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes. Yeah.
I don't know if there's that much point because I'm already at max, basically.
I didn't mean to do that. For some reason, it's not subtracting my hit die off my character sheet when I use it, though.
Yeah, I don't think it does it automatically.
You
I
have
think
to do that
manually.
yourself.
Oh.
Yeah.
And here I thought intuitive.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you
so
much.
you guys are able to complete your short rest without any issues. Do you guys want to have any conversations while you're having your short rest? Or?
So the dragon is it?
Gotcha.
She looks a little lazy.
Well, she kind of is. I mean, to be fair, she can't do much in this form.
Yeah. She reminds me of a cat.
She's also very tiny. I don't know why she needed the big skull.
I think it's a scale thing, I suppose.
Well,
I'm sorry we killed you.
I was worried that if I didn't, she might not come back with a head.
That's a good point. I don't know how to feel about it. It's so small, and I feel like I should feel bad for it, but I don't want to because it was a really mean dragon.
The little angry lizard cat just sort of glares at you.
I don't care, Calcrix. I know you're not very nice.
At this point, Aki will sort of walk over to it and will just sort of pat Carly on the head. Oh, she's a cutie! What are you all worried about?
Yes, it does.
It can try and bite him.
It's
You
gonna
can make an
try.
attack roll to kill
I
him.
mean, in a perfect world, it will bite him.
In a perfect world. She doesn't have a bite attack, but I'll roll her claws.
Nice. Did it hit?
Oh, my tab has been slow.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that will hit. You can see as she just bites Aki's fingers. Oh! Oh, she's a feisty one! Oh, you think I'll just give her a bit of space?
Mhm.
I don't mean that she ain't beautiful, just like her mother.
Well,
Are you her mother? Is that how it works? I'm a bit confused, to be honest with you.
I was just looking.
No.
Right.
This is weird. I'm leaving.
Yeah, where are we going next then, fellas?
Do we have to take him? Really?
Yes, we do. Dragon door.
Right.
Maybe behind the dragon door we will find another dragon skull.
Maybe.
That would be great.
I look at the pile of stones, remembering the rat that just jumped in and ripped apart my. Oh, there's the rat right there. I kick it. I kick the dead rat.
Another rat comes out.
Oh no.
I stand ready.
It lowers your max HP by 5.
I see. Aki's just sort of taking in the surroundings as he comes to sort of join you guys eventually in this small.
I take out the dragon key and I put it in the door.
Yeah, so you know, you put it in the stone door has a sort of carving of a rearing dragon in relief on it.
Hmm.
You see it has a single keyhole situated in the rearing dragon's open mouth.
Uh.
As you input the key, it fits like a glove.
Yeah.
Like a key.
Yeah.
Open the door.
Ooh.
Oh, this room looks ominous.
Everyone
And-
proceed cautiously, please.
As the door opens, you hear a sort of hissing noise and a puff of dust around the door, indicating that the chamber beyond has been sealed for ages.
Oh.
Dust, long undisturbed, covers every surface in this large gallery, and the air here is very sort of stale and suffocating.
No one's been in this room for a long time.
Got a bad feeling about it.
Or
I
I
can
have a bad feeling about everything.
I see 3
I like
orbs or
Shatter Spike.
balls.
Yeah, so you
I
notice
see.
there are 3 alcoves against the north wall, and there also appears to be some form of light coming from the southern wall. Each of those alcoves contain a dust-covered stone pedestal with a sort of fist-sized crystalline goblet resting on it.
Hmm.
The globes in the northern alcoves appear to be cracked and dark.
I want to look for traps. Can I do that?
Yeah, you make a perception check.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. Damn.
Yeah, there's nothing unusual about the sort of surfaces of the floor or the walls. Nothing that necessarily looks like do any harm.
okay.
And as you guys move in, you notice that there's also a crystalline globe in the southern alcove, but this one glows with a soft blue light.
Wait, how
Oh,
big
she
are
loves the color.
Could they be potentially eggs?
Alex, reply to her.
Like, God damn it!
Are they no, they don't look like eggs. They're sort of
Okay,
just
cool.
as Ashby moves closer to that one, though, I
Mm,
will
curiosity
need
killed
you
the cat.
all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit! We done.
Because I have like minus 2 win. Oh,
I'm like
that one,
plus
nice.
5 on
Well, see, we're
wisdom,
all very smart except Savina.
which is odd.
We're all
because
very
she's
wise.
like very intelligent.
What about
Intelligence
Urquhart?
and
Just
wisdom
not
are
as
two different
wise.
things, yeah.
And as Ashby moves towards it,
Fuck you and your familiar.
Wow.
brooding
What's this
music,
music? Oh,
brooding music begins to play throughout this area. And Savina and Callie, you become charmed by this music as you feel the urge to move back towards the entrance of the city.
oh.
You must now use your movement and your dash to move, your full movement and your full dash to move towards the entrance of the city.
Wait, do you mean like this room or like the entire citadel?
The entire citadel.
Oh.
I mean, Callie flies.
Callie flies, yeah.
Oh, she's going super far. I'm just gonna delete her
Just delete.
because she'll go 120 feet.
Savina, where are you going? Oh,
Where are
wait,
you going to?
Someone should probably stop her.
what just happened?
Where? Do you mind stopping her? You're very strong.
Ermorn begins chasing her.
You think it has to do with this orb? Should we
Um,
break the orb?
Should we smash it?
we could smash it.
This feels like a defense
Some-
mechanism of sort.
So for the purpose of this, just make sure. Well, it's essentially like being in combat. So just make sure you only use. You'll get like a turn each to do something.
Oh,
So
okay.
Savina,
Do you want us
obviously
to roll initiative?
No, it's fine. We'll just sort of
Okay,
do some turn each. Uramon, you've used your movement to go after Savina.
Ash,
Yeah, that's right.
Ashby, step away from it. I can shoot an arrow at it. Maybe smash it. Okay. I'm gonna just aim for an arrow and try and destroy it.
Yep.
Oh, I also have a longbow. No, Ashby has the longbow if I remember. Oh.
Oh, nice.
You sort of aim up, and it's not moving or anything, so it's really easy.
No, yeah.
And the arrow just sort of pierces right through the globe itself, and the music increases exponentially as soon as it hits.
Oh.
But then the globe shatters, and the music stops. And Savina, you come to your senses.
Oh.
Oh, well done, Shay.
Good job, Shay.
I mean, it wasn't really moving, so it wasn't that hard to hit.
The light
Very
from the
dark.
globe now dissipates as well.
In fact, I think you've earned this. My hand Shay
Earned-
the longbow.
Oh, well, I mean, I'd have to like add it and stuff, and I also can't carry it because I'm at max already.
I'm pretty
You could
sure
give him
it's
your
better
short
than
bow.
your short bow. Come on, just swap with me.
Oh, okay. I need to like drop shit and add new shit and all the shit. Thank you.
The
And at this
dungeon
point-
litter begins.
Uramon and Savina, you guys are in just pretty much pitch black.
Oh,
Uramon,
Lord.
you
Yeah.
can make out the light of Ashby's light source towards the southwest.
Ermorn is just wandering through the front of the entrance, wondering why he went after Savina and left all the squishies in the other room. But just starts like shouting out, Savina, hello? Are you in here?
Really dark. Where are we?
He's like feeling and molesting a wall.
Oh,
Hello?
your word choice.
Yeah, so you get the Uramon, you get the impression that Savina is towards the south.
Bueller.
Oh, I found you.
What part of her?
Hold on. Let me go
Oh.
help them out.
What exactly happened? You've taken off groups of what? Oh, hey.
I'm not sure. We entered that room and all of a sudden I knew I was here.
Right. Well, it's best you not separate. All right. And then he just starts walking away.
Are you two finished Running away from
Yeah, I
music,
found
I
her.
swear. You're worse than Karnaka.
I'm just gonna unsummon and resummon Callie because I'm sure she's super far away.
She's like, you would have probably noticed that Callie had stopped in the room just ahead of you, the sort of entrance door. Okay.
So Shay, would you like to check the
It's a
door?
pretty hard to break it, Shay. It's such a beautiful globe. Now look at it.
Shush. What were you gonna say there, Ashby?
Oh, there's this door here, and it seems like this entire room was designed to prevent us from going through this other door.
I wonder about the orbs at the top of the room, though.
Can I shove Urki to the side and look at the...
You want to have a look, love? Of course you can have a look. You know, it might be a bit nicer if you ask next time, though. Manners will get you everywhere. You're welcome.
I didn't say thank you.
I very much realise that.
You know, they could have all of these defensive measures, not only to stop people from protruding, but to keep something from getting out. We think of that.
I mean,
No,
that's
it turned the
it
other way.
did. I mean, it wouldn't want whatever it's keeping here to run away, correct?
But it would want anyone trying to reach it to get away from it, no?
Exactly.
You're not wrong. I open the door.
Cool.
We're
Did
here.
you think about it? Did you think about it?
I did.
Already
I
here.
did. Okay, it's another
the door's
corridor.
not locked, I think. Again, the air is sort of stale within this 20-foot long corridor, and you see there's another closed stone door ahead of you.
Okay, I want to look for traps again.
Yeah, you may look for traps.
Can I look at the globe?
Yes, Tara, you may look at the globe. What would you like to look at?
Just if there's a hole in it now. So is there anything in it? Or
Oh.
It's the globe is like shattered into pieces.
okay, yeah.
But there's
Then
nothing.
that's
There's
good.
nothing in it.
Okay.
Shay, you don't notice anything in particular out
Hmm.
of the ordinary.
I take a step.
And you die.
And another
Took all
step.
the
Oh, never mind, took all the steps. You're really eager to go
Okay.
through this door with on you as bad as the rest of us.
I
Uramon and
want to get
Shay.
in so we can
Oh.
get out.
Okay, let's have Uramon step back 1, Shane
Oh.
step back 2, the rest of you step back a little bit more.
Out or just back?
Just back by 1, sorry. And as you guys step towards the center of the room, you just hear ping!
Oh no.
And you see 2 arrows fly from above the western door
Mm.
towards both of you.
How did I not see this?
Oh,
Because there's now an arrow in your eye.
I get an eye patch.
And Shay, you feel as an arrow pierces your shoulder for 6 damage.
Oh,
oh
ow.
no.
And Urmon, you feel as an arrow pierces your the bottom of your leg for another 6 damage as well.
Wow.
He just gets really angry and charges the door.
Let me see. Do I get...
Barreling through it, if he can.
Okay.
Oh, long rest. Okay then. Ow, I'm so low on health.
Make a strength check for me. Yeah, cool. And as you put your weight forward, you completely barrel through the door. Tara, as you step towards the center of the room,
Oh
you
god.
see another arrow fires towards yourself, but it sort of fires over you at this point.
And it's Shay.
No,
And it's Shay.
I'm so low already.
Okay.
Can I get through the door, or am I going to trigger another threat?
Tara, as you step forward again, another arrow fires towards you.
Oh my god!
Overhead. And Shay,
What's
as you step
shooting?
forward, another
Oh,
arrow
I'm
fires
dead.
towards you.
Where are they coming from?
She takes 7 damage.
I'm dead. Or not dead. I'm dead.
Shay!
Ow.
And
Isn't that what- this is
Ashby,
what I went
from where you are stood, you can see that above the door, arrows are being fired out with this sort of
Oh, okay.
small,
It's above.
crenellation.
I don't know if it was in the side,
Shay
but where it was.
is down.
There's
Should have
something
ducked.
above the door. And unfortunately, I have to step forward because I have to save Shay.
Okay, as you step forward.
Yeah.
Tad
Can I
is in
just-
the way.
Okay, yeah, you've got your shield up and you bing as an arrow sort of hits against your shield.
Can I disarm it?
You can make an investigation check, Tara, while Ashby, you can try to heal Shay.
I'm going.
Oh.
15.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level.
Cool, yeah, so Shay, you gain 7
Thank
hit points
you.
back. Aki sort of runs through. Oh, what else going on? He just sort of ducks down quickly as he sees an arrow sort of shoot towards him, which fortunately misses him. Tara, you are able to determine that there seems to be some sort of pressure plate in the middle of this room. In any time any form of weight is placed onto that, it seems to be activating the trap. You can see that there are different sort of variations in the mortar and the stone around this sort of center area compared to the surrounding floor. And you determine that you could potentially wedge something like an iron spike or some sort of sturdy object under the pressure plate, which will prevent it from out.
Okay, so when the plate is triggered, like it somehow releases the arrows. Can I like destroy the releasing mechanism?
You're
Like
not
jam
able to
it
get
somehow?
to not the releasing mechanism. You'd have to jam the pressure plate itself.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll try to do that.
Okay, what are you going to do it with?
Well, I had a staff once, but I think I gave that to Kay, so I can't use that. I still have the scimitar that we found somewhere. Can I somehow like stab?
Yeah, just sort of
stab it
jam that
under?
underneath the.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. So yeah, you sort of
Yeah.
step around stage and just sort of jam this sort of scimitar in between the sort of variations of the mortar and the stone, and you step back onto the area and you hear a click, but no arrow is sort of fired.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, well done! You figured it out.
Yay.
What happened? I've never went down before.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, it's horrible. I'm sorry.
One of us. One of us.
Oh.
One of us.
That's everyone, I believe.
Yep.
That is everyone.
So into the room. Another
Oh,
dragon statue.
no.
God.
Yeah,
Okay,
you see,
why do you stay away?
Just like the other rooms, dust fills this hall like a layer of grey snow. There's a large volume of dust here. And as you say, Shay, in the rounded northern alcove, there stands a 10-foot tall sculpture of a coiled dragon carved from red-vined white marble. I do have a picture of that to show you. But not quite yet. What would you like to do?
I'd like to look around. Is there anything inscribed on the walls or anything?
There's no inscriptions or anything that you can see up on the walls.
On the ceiling?
Nope.
Floor?
Can I check for traps as we're moving forward?
Yeah, of course you can check the traps, make a perception check.
I don't know why I bother making these checks.
That's not
Um,
bad.
Well,
There's
if
nothing
the- if the
unusual that you
18
can see.
could see the trap in the last room. I don't think the 12 will see a trap in this
Yeah, I
room.
needed a 20 to see that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Urumon, as you walk towards closer to the statue, you can see its mouth starts to move,
We come at night without being fetched. We disappear by day without being stolen. What are we?
Oh, it's a riddle.
Holy shit!
I'm pretty sure.
That's cool.
Out of
The riddle's on that handout as well, so.
The
Okay.
moon?
Can't remember.
or the stars.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's stars. Yeah, I think it's stars.
Yeah, stars.
Ermorn would have no idea. Hey, this thing's just a speaking nonsense.
Is it speaking in Draconic or Common?
Common.
He still calls it nonsense.
I feel like if we don't answer, we're going to be in just as much trouble as if we did answer.
Yeah.
Serena, do you have any idea? You know she's
I
really
mean-
smart.
Me as a player knows, but can I roll? Can I roll to see if I can meta knowledge that?
Yeah, of course you can. Then. Make an intelligence check.
It's a fact. We just break down the sentences and see what the meaning
Oh.
of stuff.
I'm thinking too hard. I'm overthinking it.
So wait.
Can I try to do the intelligence check? we're having like an in group discussion. Like we're trying to break down the riddle.
No.
Yeah, of course you
Oh
can.
fuck, that's not much better. This riddle's so difficult.
Calgrix.
Calcrix in Serena's head is
I
just like,
wouldn't
that's a
worry too much
stupid riddle.
about, I think a DC 10 is fine. Don't wait, because if you feel like you know the answer as a player, a DC 10 is probably fine.
Oh, okay. I run up to Uramor and I kind of whisper in his ear, "Hey, do you want to feel smart?"
Not particularly.
Well, I mean, okay. The answer's stars, like stars.
Wow, that was deep. Stars like stars.
But you should say it because you're the one that's facing it. And I step back.
Shay, as you whisper stars,
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
Tara, the wall that you're leaning on starts to move
oh.
and slowly opens,
Where's
revealing
that
another
work?
chamber beyond.
Ormorn looks to the dragon.
There's a riddle that I...
Stars, I believe. Stars.
Stars like stars. Oh, look what you did, Uramor. Look at it. You opened the door. Good job.
No, he already saw that you did it. He just continued with his.
And I think that's a good place for us to stop.
Oh!